developing players. We not developing nobody outside of the receivers, bro.
Like,
because you got here's what the problem is. You've got a head coach who's only focused on one side of the ball, and that's the offense.
And the same problem we had with Zimmer, which was the complete opposite.
Right. You don't have a coach that is looking at both sides of the ball. We haven't had a both sides of the ball coach probably since it's been a minute.
What up, Freddie? What up, man?
What's going on, guys? Sorry, I was out for
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry, y'all.
You know, he was. I'm glad it's you tonight going off. I didn't want to go off.
I just feel like I gotta call it out for what it is, right? You know,
I have called him out, and a lot of people have been like, "Well, you know, because I have been a fan for so long, I'm old school." But it's like it's not old school; it's common sense football.
It's common sense football, man.
Yeah, you can dress up the game and you can throw the ball all over the field and do whatever and everything. But bottom line, you still got to play defense, and you are gonna have to run the ball because guess what? Between the 20s, the field gets smaller.
And running the ball is back in football, baby.
Yeah, and teams are running the ball. Okay, guess what? Atlanta came up here last week with no names on defense and Bijan on offense, and I said if the Falcons were gonna beat us, it was going to be because of Bijan.
Tony, let me say this because I'm let me getting hot in here. I gotta say, like, bro, look, man. Okay. We are in year 3 with Brian Flores, and I'm gonna ask you straight off the top, who has Brian Flores developed? Ivan Pace is ass, bro. I said that shit 2 years ago. He's ass. He's too fucking small, and he's only a situational player. Everybody that Brian Flores is talking about are fucking veterans, bro. Fucking Josh Metellus was already here. He was already in year 4. Why do we keep bringing Harrison Smith old ass out there when you should have drafted the fucking safety last year?
By the way, has anybody found out what the hell this illness was?
Motherfucker, oh man.
I had talked to my person. My connection, and they're keeping it tight-lipped as all hell.
I'm worried it's like a disorder or a disease or something that he's fighting.
Just saying, bro,
it's got to be pretty bad.
Clots or something it's so fucked.
I heard it was pneumonia and he lost too much weight.
Yeah, it could.
That could be it too.
You know what? At the end of the day, I really don't care because he's 30 fucking years old, and we need to be developing.
He shouldn't even. I thought he should have retired 2 years ago. I do. I thought Harrison should have hung it up 2 years ago. It's just time to move on.
Josh Metellus was already in the league for multiple seasons. Y'all forget Josh Metellus was drafted by Zimmer, and Zimmer cut him, and they brought him back.
But what I can say, I think B-Flow did unlock some shit with Metellus though. Because he's been balling since he got here.
What he did was he let Metellus be kind of like that rover.
That's
and play all over the place.
But Josh Metellus, okay, I'm glad you said rover, Tony, because we saw last year when Josh Metellus has to consistently play nickel, he gets his ass burnt. When he got a fucking safety,
he did. Yeah, he took some bad angles, and I think in the one you remember, he took the worst angle. That 97-yard pass in Tennessee. He took a bad angle.
I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I can't be a part of this conversation talking about my defense. I can't do it. I can't do it. Brian Flores.
Okay, so Zoe, you can't talk about the current defense and you can't talk about history. There's a whole hell of a lot you can talk about, is there?
I'm gonna say this though. I'm gonna say this. I will stand on this.
Hey, Brian, what's up, bro?
TP, what's the deal? I'm gonna say this and I stand on this.
I got this. I love this shit. Who did Zimmer develop? Sharif Floyd before he got hurt. Xavier Rhodes, Trey Waynes,
Everson Griffin.
Everson Griffin, Eric Kendricks,
Daniil Hunter,
Anthony Barr, the whole fucking 2017 defense.
But look though, hey, to what I'm about to tell y'all though, I'm gonna be real with y'all, and I stand on this. The reason we won them 14 to 15 games was because of the defense, not because of the offense.
Exactly.
So I can't sit on here and talk bad about my defense when I know my defense is the bread and butter, and my offense should be the bread and butter. My offense should be playing how my defense should be playing. The offense been ass.
And here's where I will defend Brian Flores to this. As KOC, the head coach and offensive coordinator, it would be nice if he could win a game by 2 touchdowns maybe once in a while. He has to keep I don't know why everything has to be a 7-point or less game. I don't understand that. If you want to help out your defense, put the pedal to the metal, score touchdowns. Don't care who you scored against. Run it up if you have to. Put your defense in a decent spot.
Yo, what Purple Diamond, what are you saying here? Of course it was Spellman draft, but Mike Zimmer told Spellman what he wanted, and Spellman got it, and then he developed them. That's not what's happening now.
Here's the thing. Spielman, as much as we hated him,
he was a football guy.
Kwesi's not a football guy, which is why they brought in Grigson. And Grigson.
What are we saying here, bro? Like, this is the one thing I hate about Viking fans, bro. And I hate this shit. This shit pisses me the fuck off. Stop making goddamn excuses for everything. I asked you a simple ass question. Who the fuck has Brian Flores and Kevin O'Connell developed in the past fucking 4 seasons? Outside of the fucking receivers. I will fucking wait. Because none of these motherfuckers they drafted are on the team or they don't fucking play. Answer the fucking question. Don't give me, this was Zimmer or that was Spellman. Spellman had and drafted a number 1 fucking defense that was one game away from making a goddamn Super Bowl.
I would say this though, with Brian Flores and the defense we have, this is a Super Bowl contender defense we have right now.
Huh? No, it's not, Zoe. This Flores is a good at scheming. We don't have the dogs on this team to beat fucking guys 1-on-1. That's why Allen and Hargrave last game were placing on the fucking slant machine because Lyman was just pushing the motherfuckers back. Let's be real.
We still could have won that game.
You know,
that's why when we go against fucking real quarterbacks, veteran quarterbacks like Jared Goff, Matt Stafford, they bust Flores' ass.
Here's the thing with Atlanta kept trying to give us a game and we didn't take advantage of it. That's not going to happen with better teams. That's not going to happen.
Well, listen here, man.
Let me talk a little bit about that defense. So, like, I know that you want to see development and you want to see like superstars and unique like generational talents be developed. I get that. It'd be nice, but let's not forget that the man took a defense that Ed Donatel freaking was one of the worst defenses in the league with that exact same roster. He made them from projected like 28th in the league to like 15th, 16th. It's a massive jump. And then in year 2, he brought that defensive team to a top 10 defense. The man can work with defenses. He's more scheme oriented than maybe he's a developer, but what he does on defense works. That's why he is one of the best defensive coordinators in the league. 2, we got to remember that right now, one of the biggest flaws that you can do is data mine too small of a sample size. I get it. The numbers look bad, but it's not going to look the same after a 16-game season. So one of the cardinal mistake in market research is when you data mine a small sample size, because the results are going to be skewed. So that plays a big factor. The one thing that I don't like about Brian Flores, which I think everybody wants to agree with, is that last year in times when offensive coordinators really took it to him, he did not know what to do, or he just went too vanilla. The second half was atrocious and a lot of times defensively. This year, he has flipped the script and he has he's backloaded all his defensive strategies, because in the second half, that's when we put Caleb Williams in a blender, and that's when we kept the game close in the second half. Yes, it's not ideal, and don't get me wrong, I miss the days of Xavier Rhodes when we had a shutdown corner. I miss those days as well when we had Purple Rain, but knocking B-Flow for what he can do is probably not a great idea when there's so much else to freaking worry about and pick apart. That offense is not looking great right now.
That offense is horrible. That offense is horrible.
But at the same time, we're dealing with a weird situation. One, KOC fucking sucks at keeping it fucking simple. Okay, it's been like that since year fucking one. Okay, in year one, he would stall drives on every single game, every quarter. He would fucking get this look. Like when that 3rd and fucking 1 in that 4th quarter, when he took that shot to fucking Naylor, the second they broke out of the huddle and I saw him in shotgun, I said, he's taking a shot. And that's exactly what he did, because that's what he was doing in year one. He used to get in this zone where he wants to show his offensive genius. He wants to fucking throw some trick play or some like really elaborately designed play, and the fucking defense sees it coming. And then he would force it, and then we'd stall drives. It's just another, it's the same freaking problem rearing its head in a different fashion. On top of the fact that, let's not forget that we got a rookie quarterback that right now it's obvious that the reason that he's calling the plays, in my opinion, it's obvious that he's calling the plays the way that he is doing because he wants to give as many reps to JJ McCarthy to work on his pre-snap reads, post-snap decision making, and just procedural stuff, and making him go through his reads over and over again to get accustomed to the speed of the NFL. I think that's a bad idea, because if he's so terrible at focusing too much on his game plan instead of trying to fucking win the game. And that's my biggest problem with the offense, is that he has no ability to see what's in front of him and capitalize on that when it's so obvious what to do. I'm not going to lie, I don't understand football at the level that a lot of these offensive coordinators, defensive coordinators, etc., even you, man. I cannot come close, but that's what I'm seeing from my naked eye and from watching football for so long. The defense is doing a lot. Another thing that I don't like about the defense that I think still kind of is rearing its head a little bit is that B-Flow likes to set up. He has certain areas on the field that he prefers his defense to play out of, because sometimes it seems like he lets the other team get into certain areas because he's got so much confidence that his scheme is going to work much better, like wherever he's comfortable in the field. And it's retarded, because like, why are you giving up yards, making it easier for them, thinking that, oh, we're just going to, put them into where we're strong. When it doesn't go wrong, when it doesn't go right for him, we get fucking fucked in the ass. Okay, so I'm 1,000%. This is probably as fired up as you guys are going to see me all season, because I try to be as positive as possible and try to remember shit. But I understand fully everybody, and I'm not going to freaking knock your guys' takes or your feelings, because deep down I feel exactly the same way, even though I don't want to fucking lose it.
Okay. I'm gonna put my
what did I miss? I'm
gonna put my point of view out there, and I'm older. I'll put that out there. Okay. I saw this team at its best years ago. So now that I'm watching this current process, it's like, okay, yeah, you win 13 games, then you lose 7, then you win 7, then you win 14, and your exits in the first round. But we put this coach on this pedestal like he's the second coming of Vince Lombardi, at least here in the Twin Cities. And I'm just like, he's proven nothing to me. By the way, okay, Zoe, you can answer this question. How often did JJ play under center at Michigan?
He played under center.
A lot or a little?
It was about normal. It was normal. I wouldn't say he didn't play under center. It's about normal though. He played
a lot more pistol though, right?
He played a lot of shotgun, but he also played under center though.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say is he probably played more pistol at Michigan than he did under center.
I would say he played more in shotgun compared to under center, but he played under center too though.
Okay, and which is mandatory, which is mandatory for all NFL quarterbacks to play under center. Here's my thing: why hasn't KOC put in some sort of offensive game plan for him be in pistol more? He's under center like every.
Because at the end of the day, that's not KOC offense. When we had what's the name, Joshua Dobbs. We ain't see
Yeah,
no.
we saw what he did to Dobbs. Yeah,
we ain't see no pistol shit. We ain't see no RPOs. We don't see shit. But the offense that he think he can win with. You can't win with your fucking offense, bro. Your offense is trash. Honestly,
KLC does not.
Hold on.
Like a running quarterback. I know that.
I haven't heard Dante say anything yet. What you guys say, Dante? Go ahead, man.
No, I was just saying he barely spent any time under center his last year. It was like 7%.
Oh, in Michigan?
Yeah.
Okay. So then I was right.
I came back because, man, my daughter just went to homecoming, had a boy come to the house. I mean, weird. Right? It is what it is. But
you want me to start a GoFundMe?
We good right now. But Dante, I want to ask you the question because you came in when I was, hyped up. Do you understand what I'm trying to say about the development of this roster? I don't give a damn about Brian Flores or Kevin O'Connell. Like, people can take it how it is. I haven't seen any development outside of the receivers for this team. And I don't understand why people can't understand that shit, because all they're doing is just going out there and filling the gaps with a veteran. And when you keep doing that shit, your team gets old fast and you spend a lot of goddamn money. And
this team is old now.
And you don't have players in the background, basically, in the wings of waiting. And I always give the example to the last regime that was here with Mike Zimmer. They were actually good at developing players. You get what I'm saying? Like, some players didn't pan out. Like, they drafted Cordell Patterson, and Zimmer really didn't know what to do with him on offense. But then that's not the only thing. You get what I'm saying? Like, where is the development on both sides of the ball besides the damn receivers?
Yeah, so what I've noticed and some of the things that I've studied over the last couple of years is, like, think about the teams, the two top teams that we think about when it comes to the NFL, the Eagles and the Chiefs, right? Like, overall. Yeah. But the thing that they do and why they have such good GMs like Howie Roseman, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody wanted Howie Roseman off the Eagles until he really started cooking. But the thing was he drafted young players and waited for them to develop. Mm-hmm. What was it? The second or third round is when Jalen Hurts got drafted. Yes. And it was smart and everybody hated it. But as soon as Carson Wentz showed his true colors, they were able to switch gears and go younger and start drafting these guys out of Georgia and Alabama. And the Chiefs were the same way. The Chiefs did their homework. They're like, we're going to go get Trent McDuffie, right? Travaris Ward is out of here. Like, it just is what it is. So they went and got Trent McDuffie and Chris Jones and George Karlaftis and Nick Bolton. But those guys, they had really good years their first year out, but also they wanted to keep the pressure on these guys. Like, you got to get the snaps. You got to be in there a lot of the time. They weren't just bringing veterans in just to replace somebody. They were replacing them with younger players and letting their other young guys go ahead and develop those other guys too. So, and you could think about, like, all the teams that are like that, like the Buccaneers, they're starting to get like that too, right? And so all the good teams are starting to do that. So I agree with you. Like, when you try to find these flash out of the pan, like, players, like, and I mean, D-Widge, I commented in the comment section. I got beat over the head when it came about to Ivan Pace and JJ McCarthy and all these guys. But, like, they needed more time. Like, JJ needed more time in college. I will say that. But Ivan Pace went undrafted for a reason. So you're telling me that all 32 teams pass up on this dude seven rounds and then goes to Brian Flores, and Brian Flores is his awesome coach. But the one thing about Ivan Pace is he's a better coverage linebacker than he is a sprint and get into the quarterback linebacker. And that's what they want to make him, because that's what they saw in college. But really and truly, the development that they need to do is just make him a traditional, like, Tampa 2 type of middle linebacker and let him do his thing there, because that's where he really excels. Now what you're seeing is, like, dude can't tackle when he gets past the line of scrimmage. He whiffs on tackles.
Yeah.
Even though linebackers are getting really small, and that because the game is getting faster, so like the Levante Davids and the Nick Boltons and these guys are like smaller linebackers than the traditional type, but you have to put them in the right position to succeed. Now, running maybe like a 3-4 scheme with like an Ivan Pace would be really, really nice for him to just be that coverage linebacker. But this flash in the pan thing that he had his first year around is not going to work, because people know
Ivan Pace is going to rush me 70% of the time, so we're just going to crash.
He's going to shoot that A gap. So
exactly, and they're going to switch their best guard on him every single time. And he was the one that said, "I don't have trouble against guards."
Okay. He got mugged Sunday night.
Yeah, you do.
He was getting mugged Sunday night right at the line of scrimmage. Whoever those Atlanta guards were, they had him wrapped up, and it was over.
So if we look at let's just call it out for the starting 11 for defense, right? You got Ivan Pace, Blake Cashman in the middle, right? Then you got for your safeties, you got, let's say, Harrison Smith, you got Jay Ward, and Jay Ward doesn't really count because I think Tennessee cut him, and that's how we got him, something like that. I'm not sure, but he wasn't a draft pick either. Everybody on the starting defense.
Wait, we drafted Jay Ward.
Yeah, we drafted him.
Yeah,
USC, right?
Think about the other guy then. Yeah, but what I'm saying is where's the development, bro? Like, I need some development because we're seeing it right now with the injuries on both sides of the ball. After these starters are not playing, it's just basically practice squad guys that they're throwing in there because they haven't developed anybody.
Yeah, they are.
Like, that's the tough reality to it, you know? Like, look at the offense. Go ahead, Dante.
No, I was gonna say we also got to think like this too when it comes to this. Like, the business side, we all understand that, right? Like selling jerseys and things, but I think especially with younger coaches, why they're not so successful, like the Mike McDaniels, right? Like, he's like the number one. It's like he's on the hot seat, but he's a young coach that was under a really good coach. But he gets these guys to come in like Jalen Waddle, right? Jalen Waddle is an awesome wide receiver, and we know that. But a lot of people don't realize, like, young coaches and outside of the older coaches, they have egos as big as the players do when they start having guys develop so fast, right?
Yeah, super bigger.
KOC needs to be humbled because his like thing there where he tries to be like big brain 4D chess thing and he forced it and it's so fucking. If I can see that's that obvious,
I can see it too.
You know what I mean?
So, I think there's plenty of people that see it.
I told Zoe this maybe like a couple of days ago, or maybe it was even Mike. That basically, I feel like there's one player on this team that can basically bust KOC's bubble if he asks for a trade, and that's Justin Jefferson. I think Justin Jefferson is really humble, but if Jefferson actually went out there and said, "I'm tired of this shit. I'm on my sixth fucking quarterback. This shit is too inconsistent," and he asked for a trade, I think the Wilfs will go down and be like, "Yo, we need to sell fucking jerseys. The number one jersey in this stadium is Justin Jefferson. KOC, get this shit together." And that's why I don't be tripping her out when players do that shit, because sometimes like that's the only leverage that they have to actually give a coach a swift kick in the ass.
Here's D Woods, you bring that up because 2 years ago, there was some rumblings going on in the Viking locker room that players were unhappy. The two players that were unhappy were Justin and Jordan.
Yeah.
Very unhappy. But then it got out. Well, guess what? The reporter that covered the Vikings and put it out there, they snatched his press credentials because he put it out there. So now you're going to get everybody. They're not going to report the negative stuff because they don't want to lose their press credentials.
So I heard that.
Hear something that.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, you want to hear something that stuck with me? So 2 years ago, I was in the NFL scouting program, and James Gladstone, who's actually the GM for the Jaguars, was doing a course there. One of the things that he had said that like sticks with me to this day, he said, "What do you think the most valuable asset?" And I guess I'll ask the question to you guys. He said, "What do you think the most valuable asset to an NFL organization is?"
Positive publicity.
Any publicity.
Outs. My best.
The number one draft pick. In each year's draft. And the reason why he said that, he's like, because guess what? When you draft a number one overall player, the first jersey that goes in the store is that player. Or if you have multiple in the first round, those are the players that go in the jersey store, quickly. Then your marketing goes around that player. And he said, what's even more valuable than a first round pick? Our first round quarterback. With the first round pick.
JJ McCarthy.
And so that is the most valuable asset. And he's like, if you don't think that coaches have the pressure of picking the right person, especially when it comes to quarterback in the first round, that can get you fired if you don't choose the right guy.
So is it safe to say with
so many times?
Is it safe to say with a lot of NFL teams nowadays, the head coaches they're kind of stuck because of management.
That was his point. Is it's such a short leash, and it all falls on the head coach at the end of the day. Even though a lot of decisions they get made are not to his fault at the end of the day, but it could be because of not only the development that they don't have,
right?
They might not. He said that there was an interesting thing that happened with the Rams, and he was like, sometimes we don't get the positional coaches that we want because they actually have a salary cap too on just coaches that people don't know about. He's like, they have a salary cap. So if you want to bring like a Joe Philbin in, right?
Yeah.
Great offensive lineman guy. He has a salary cap that maybe some organizations don't want to pay for, but they have this rank. They're like, we got to bring this guy and this guy and this guy in. It doesn't matter what the scheme, but these guys have a lot of money around them too. And so outside of the players, the development sort of falls on what money that you can spend and what position coach that you want to bring up, or what a lot of teams actually do is they just promote within because it's easier to put that salary on the books because it's already there.
Well, now that you bring that up, that explains the Vikings offensive line coach. He's cheap as hell and sucks.
Yeah, I hate that motherfucker.
But again, Tony, with that is if you can develop the young guy that you bring up, guess who looks like a genius? The head coach. Yeah. So that and the whole front office too. They're like, well, we hired from within, which is great for organizational standpoint because we're scaling as a business at the end of the day. But then we also have this superstar positional coach that now can be KOC's quarterback coach to offensive coordinator to the head coach of the XYZ team, which then makes KOC seem better too. So,
and the thing is, as a Vikings, just from a Viking standpoint, we've always had those assistant coaches that elevated themselves and ended up getting head coaches. They got, with everybody from Denny all the way up. KOC is like the first one where
they crap.
Thank you.
I'm gonna be real with you. They crap because at the end of the day, we can name a gang of coaches that actually been head coaches and won Super Bowls. Tony Dungy, assistant with the Vikings.
Brian Billick,
assistant with the Vikings. Pete Carroll, assistant
with the Vikings. Buddy Ryan.
Mike Tomlin
with the Vikings. Like, I don't see anybody on this KOC coaching staff that's going to go out and do anything great as a head coach. And I mean Brian Flores too. Like, I don't.
Flores will get another HC job.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say this right now. For everybody dogging Brian Flores. Once he lead the team, we're gonna see what the team really look like. When they defense giving up 25 and 28 points per game, and the offense only giving us only 13, 17 points, we're gonna see what the Minnesota Vikings look like as a whole.
I want to see it.
To Dante's point, it seems so counterintuitive because like we focus on the football and just kind of like what's going to make the team better football wise, but because like I would think that the most important role would be the scouts, right? Because they're the guys that identify the guys that have the best potential to be developed, right? But the number one draft pick, and then like that is just it's more business oriented, right? So it's
I'm gonna put it out there. This team has done a terrible job of scouting since Scott Studwell retired as head of scouting. It's been bad.
When he retired?
Oh, he retired.
When in late 2000 something?
Just before Zimmer got fired.
Oh, okay.
So he's
been basically for the whole Kevin O'Connell experiment.
Well, I used to know who the scouts were, but they've got so many scouts now. I have no idea who they are, but they're not very good at their job.
They ass whoever the fuck they ass.
See, I'm being nice tonight. I'm just saying they're not being very good at their job. I
would just be real, like
yes, but they are.
This is what I don't get about Viking fans. Like, we gotta start being honest, though, man. Like, we can go in here, we can call the scouts ass or whatever, right? But if Kevin O'Connell is telling Kwesi what he wants in the player and to draft that player, and if Brian Flores is telling the same thing, and they can't develop them, it's regardless of the scouts being bad or not. Kwesi is going and getting the players that the coaching staff wants, and they can't develop them. That's the problem. You can't tell me you want this guy, and I get you that guy, and that guy can't play.
But can I ask you a question though?
You can't do that.
Remember, okay, so you guys remember what I told you when this all started? I told you about the decision makers at TCL.
Yeah,
I told you there isn't just one decision maker.
that's the problem.
Yeah, there's
Damn, bro.
crazy. Okay, here's the thing: when they brought Harbaugh in for that interview, that was Kwesi that brought him in because they had the connection from San Francisco. The reason he didn't get the gig was because whoever was on that board, and there was like one person, I'm not even going to put him on blast, that didn't like him. So they moved on from him. So we lost Harbaugh and ended up with KOC. But the decision making out there is like a committee. It's a committee. There is no one decision, no one person that makes a decision. Kwesi is the guy that gets in front of the media and explains it.
Yeah,
they're both good at media talk.
Even though it's a committee, the coaches are saying what they like and what they want in the player. And regardless of it being a committee where they putting smoke screens out, they putting shit on the kites and whatever, however they're doing the shit, they're getting the players that quote unquote people want on this team. They get drafted and they can't develop. Hey, that's a problem.
Hey, Ivan plays play what? Middle linebacker.
And that falls on the coaches. That's completely on the coaches.
That's what I'm saying. Like I know it's a lot of different stuff that's and there's nuance to it, but at the end of the day, if you're asking and you're saying, hey, we need to draft a linebacker or a guard, this is what I'm looking for, and you get somebody that meets the criteria of what you're looking for, and you can't develop him, that falls on the coaching staff.
What do Ivan Pace play?
D Woods, I gotta. When you guys remember, if you ever watched those clips from the draft with JJ, remember when Kwesi announced they were going to trade up to get Dallas Turner?
Yeah, and Kevin O'Connor was like, "Oh."
Kevin O'Connor had no goddamn idea what was happening. He had none. He got his quarterback. He could care less. After that, that's as a head coach, you got to be like, okay, you got to look at the whole team.
That's why I don't understand, like now, especially with Viking fans, like they shit on Zimmer so much and be like, oh, he wasn't doing this. It's like,
I'm going to tell you why. Here's why it is in the Twin Cities. Unfortunately, when you've got somebody like Paul Allen, who basically works for the Vikings every day on the radio, spouting purple positivity and nothing is wrong with this team, the brainwashed fans are going to be like, oh yeah, we're perfect. But the ones like us that see the picture and know the sport are like, y'all feeding us some bullshit.
Yeah, Bob, you are
nobody will call them out on it up here. And it's a lot of politics involved. That's what sucks. There's a ton of politics involved.
Bob, you are completely right about that, bro. Like that's how I feel, man. I just don't feel like I just think it's like it's a fairy tale, and I might even break some hearts by saying this.
It's fool's gold.
It's a fairy tale if we come in here every season and we like, yo, we gonna be a Super Bowl team, and I'm sitting there looking like, bro, how we can't even get the basics done? You get what I'm saying? Like how are we gonna be able to contend with with Buffalo, with Kansas City, with Baltimore? How are we gonna do that when we can't even beat up the people in our division on a consistent basis? When we can't.
I'm gonna tell my age again. I remember this team when the regular season was a formality.
You have to go through it to get to the playoffs.
Yeah, but the regular season was nothing. This team strive for the playoffs and the Super Bowl. That was the older teams. Nowadays, these fools just happy to make the playoffs.
How many times did KOC win the division? Once.
He had a chance to win it last year and blew it.
Won to win the playoffs, and that's my point exactly, right? Like, if we want to, you can't live in two worlds. You feel me? Like, you can't say we want to win a Super Bowl, but then you be like, but I'm happy with 14 wins. Fuck those 14 wins. I want to win in the goddamn playoffs. I seen the New York Giants be a wild-card team and win the fucking Super Bowl. If we got to
I've seen it with other teams. Same thing.
I don't mind. You can keep the 14, 13 wins as long as we win in the postseason. That's what counts the most.
The only thing that will change this team's direction is if people stop buying the tickets. And unfortunately,
that's what I'm about to say, Tony. At the end of the day, man, I blame Minnesota for this shit. Because y'all keep on going to them fucking games, and its offense is ass, and Kelsey play calling.
First of all, I'm going to my first game ever at US Bank Stadium tomorrow. I don't be buying these overpriced tickets. I'm going because a friend of mine had an extra ticket, so I'm going. It's free for me. That's the only way I'll get mine in that stadium.
I'm just saying as a whole, though, like Vikings fans need to say F them games, and they need to call KLC out on his play calling, bro. Yo, play calling ain't worked in 3 years. Run the football. Get some quick sweats in there.
Well, the ones that know football will call him out. The problem is the press won't call him out.
Well,
especially with who they got covering the team. He's kissing their ass all the time.
Well, I need more Viking fans to tap in with me. I'm gonna be real with their ass. Like, this shit is ass. And I've been saying it. Huh?
You ain't gonna call it the defense though.
The defense is the reason we winning.
Shit.
What are we winning? We won and won.
How you think we became 1-1?
Hey, I'm gonna call
the defense like shit last week.
The defense played like shit because they was on the field half of the shit ass game.
But I think I'm gonna just be real.
Quarterback got 2 interceptions, can't get first downs.
Brian Flores beats up on young quarterbacks. When Brian Flores goes against veteran quarterbacks that's established in this league, they bust his ass.
But D Wood, can I ask you a question?
This is how it been.
But D Wood, can I ask you a question by you saying that though?
It's the truth.
You're right. They do get us, but on the other side of the ball, the offense not getting first down, not getting no points. So your defense is.
But I'm calling them both out. I'm not just saying it's Brian Flores' fault. I'm saying it's both sides of the ball. Both sides of the ball are fool's gold.
I feel you though, D Wood. But at the end of the day, bro, like you're not gonna get a team who is offense is just who offense is elite, who defense is elite. You're gonna be slacking somewhere. But the Vikings, is an offensive team. Our head coach is an offensive coordinator.
Baltimore's defense is solid, and their offense.
Okay, our head coach is an offensive coordinator who never called a single freaking play.
But still, though, Tony, our offense should be leading the way, and our defense should be fucking up. We should be talking about the defense.
I got another one for you though. With the way you've seen this offense work at times, can you understand why he never called a play in LA?
Because Sean McVay did his ass.
It ain't that, Tony. Well, I've been saying this for 4 years, bro. And you remember, I used to go at people when I said the Vikings offense was ass.
You used to get it all the time.
Yeah, people would tell me I was tripping. I've been watching football for a long time.
I'm telling you, Zoe, the offense is ass and the defense is ass too.
How you gonna say that, D Wood? And we won game 3-0 because of the defense.
But when they count, but when they actually counted,
they tired and they've been on the field 85% of the time.
I'm about to bring some shit up right now.
Bring something up because I'm gonna bring something about the offense.
Let me bring some shit up right now.
Well, by the way, that 3-0 game, I still think we all should be compensated for that damn game because my God.
I'm just saying though,
basically beat us just kicking field goals because the defense was that good.
All I'm saying though,
beat us. Romo
is
it was
D Wood talking about the defense.
Defense ain't that good either.
It's not though, but D Woods. This is an offense-led team. Our head coach is an offensive mind guy. The offense should be scoring 25, 23 points per game.
But that's the thing too with all the hype that has surrounded KOC in this offense. They should be putting 24 plus points up.
We got Justin Jefferson. We got Jordan Addison. We got TJ Hockenson, a decent offensive line.
Can we not talk about Hockenson, please?
No, Tony, y'all kill me with the Hockenson shit. So we're gonna talk about Hockenson.
No, I ain't never killed you with the Hockenson shit.
No, I'm talking the fan base. When I always said trade this big motherfucker, oh, you don't like him because of this, you tripping. I'm not tripping. I watched this motherfucker.
All right, y'all.
He looks another year slow.
All right, look, this is last year. And we're gonna go through and we're gonna see what the hell I've been talking about.
But that don't show nothing though. That's just a score.
I remember the games pretty much. What's up?
Let me finish. So the first game last season was against the New York Giants. Who was that quarterback for the New York Giants? Daniel Jones. Basically, the Vikings whooped his ass, right? Great, right? Okay. Second game was the 49ers. We only won by one score. Quarterback basically was Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy, right? Another young quarterback.
You know who kept him in the game though was Jordan Mason.
Yeah.
Jordan Addison had a couple of good plays, right? Okay, third game, CJ Stroud, young quarterback. That was his second year, right?
Yeah.
Next game, we got Jordan Love. Jordan Love is going on how many seasons played? 3, right? Yeah. Then we got the Giants. Then we got the Jets, right? Who was the Jets quarterback last year?
Rodgers.
But Rodgers didn't play, remember?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
He threw the game interception.
Okay. So we got Rodgers, the defense on quarterback, right? Look at the score. Another fucking one score win, right? Now we got the big boys. Detroit beat us, right? Beat us. Okay. Then we go against the Rams, lost again. Matthew Stafford, right? So let's go back. Who the hell was playing quarterback for the Colts last year?
Richardson.
Another young quarterback. All right. Jacksonville. I think they started.
Wait a minute. We didn't play Richardson. We played Flacco.
Yeah, we played Flacco.
Old ass quarterback, right? Okay. So then we got Jacksonville, and we barely won that damn game.
And that was Mac Jones.
That was Mac Jones. Tennessee. Who was the quarterback for Tennessee?
Will Levis.
Another young quarterback, right? Then we got Chicago. Caleb, young quarterback. Arizona. Kyler Murray's ass. We know that. We know that now, right? Then we got Arizona. That's Kirk. We know Kirk's
Atlanta. That's Kirk.
Atlanta. Kirk's ass, right? We know that.
Yeah.
Right? Chicago again, which is
Caleb.
Again, right? Then we got Seattle.
Geno Smith, ass. Then we got Green Bay again, and they still almost beat us by one score. Because you know what happened in that one is because they played that soft ass prevent defense and they let them back in the game.
Thank you, Tony.
In the second half, yeah.
Yeah, the second half.
Remember the vanilla fucking shit.
Here we go again with Jared Goff, right? Here we go again with Jared Goff, a veteran quarterback that's lighting shit up. 31-9. That defense allowed 31 fucking points. So Brian Flores' defense ain't fucking good, man.
Okay, Tony.
Yo,
against the Detroit Lions, what was that score at halftime?
The first game or the second game?
The second game at halftime.
What was it?
A close score, right?
Yeah, it was close. We had
chances. Was close. Once again, D Wood pull up these scores, but he's not showing. Bro, hey Tony, what D Wood not doing though? He's not showing the offensive 3 and out. He's not showing the offensive interception and fumbles. He's not showing what the offense is doing.
Right?
The offense don't do shit, bro. The defense is the reason we won these games. We had the Detroit Lions. The offense shit the fucking bed.
We got lucky.
And they broke. Broke.
Well, no, that the second Detroit game, that second Detroit game, you can put a lot of the heat on KLC's play calling.
Yeah, the game was close. The game was one possession at halftime.
He had didn't he have Justin wide open in the end zone and overthrew him? Darnold a couple times.
But at the end of the day,
he had the long ass run by Cam Akers, gets him down into the red zone, and he stops running the ball.
But fuck that. The end of the day, by D Wood showing you them scores, he's not showing you the 3 and outs. He's not showing you the turnovers that the offense do. He's just showing you the fucking score. The scores don't mean shit.
I'm not, but Zoe, I'm not blaming just Flores. I blame both sides. And what I'm saying is, when you go to these one-score games, sometimes it's a goddamn coin flip. Y'all remember the last year with Zimmer, we had a lot of one-score games that we lost. Then the next season, we won the one-score games.
Was the defense fast then when we didn't when we were losing one-score games? Was it defense?
Yeah, there's a defense. Yeah,
you get what I'm saying. All I'm saying is, we probably up this defense to be so fucking good, and it's not that good. Look. We gonna see.
D Woods, I wanted to say something. Let me say something real quick. Here's my biggest problem with KLC and his offense. When you have a defense that is good, like Brian Flores' defense, you need to complement that defense
Thank you.
with good offense. You need to complement that defense by putting points on the board when you get the chance.
I get that, but the defense be getting their ass busted too.
But see, here's the thing, though.
You're disregarding the
But
fact that they're putting too much strain on the defense because they're on the field too long.
Yes,
that's the point. If the defense doesn't play that long, then your point is moot. Then you don't understand it. Then your point is moot because you're acting as if the offense was fucking banging on all cylinders and they shit the bed when that's the opposite.
No, what I'm saying is this: both sides of the ball
making is that you are completely disregarding the fact that they are always under strain because
we got a top 10 defense, bro. What you talking about? Our defense top 10,
good, bro.
It is. Our offense not holding the weight.
Good, man.
Man,
ain't that good?
So, hey, D Wood, what type of football team you like?
Not the case, man.
The defense ain't that good.
Okay, D Wood, what defense you like
in the league right now?
Yeah,
I like Baltimore's.
And Baltimore defense gave up how many points?
Didn't Baltimore give up 2 touchdowns at the end of the game the first year?
Yeah.
And Derrick Henry fumbled. But
why was that? Why was that? Because they were on the field way too long. Because
what I'm trying to say.
No, what it is you nitpicking, bro. You nitpicking.
I'm not nitpicking. I'm just calling a spade a spade.
D Wood, this is supposed to be an offensive team.
I get that. But this defense ain't that good either.
Okay, but the offense should be better. So defense could be okay, and we be in a better boat.
I'll give up though, y'all.
See, okay, here's what D Woods is trying to say. He's giving blame on both sides, and he's right. Because here's the thing: KOC, like I said before, you need to help your defense. Do not put your defense in spots where they're going to be stressed or they're going to have to guard a short field, and don't put them in there to have a 3-point lead or a 7-point lead. Get some points on the board. Put together time-consuming drives.
Hey Tony, you know my whole issue
the ball.
You know my whole issue is it though, Tony. What? Like tomorrow against the Bengals, our defense can hold the Bengals to no points in the first quarter. It can still be 0-0. Second quarter come, we get an interception. We get probably to the 40-yard line or to midfield. Guess what's gonna happen?
3 points.
Gonna lose about 15 yards on a dumbass play. We punt the ball. They do a nice punt return. Now they got good field position. Then they might happen to score or kick a field goal. Now we behind the 8 ball. But after our defense, they got a turnover and the offense ain't capitalized. No field goal, touchdown, no nothing. We lose fucking yards. Now it forced to 25.
All right. I just thought of this, right? This is what a dominant defense looks like. Mike Zimmer, 2017, shutting motherfuckers down. Y'all talk like Brian Flores be shutting shit down. Y'all talk like Brian Flores be shutting shit down. Mike Zimmer, 2017 defense used to shut motherfuckers down. Straight up.
Okay, D Woods, I'm gonna sit this one out because I saw the Purple People Eaters play. So I'm just gonna sit this one out.
Okay, you can, but look at that shit. New Orleans shut them down, win by 10 points. Fucking, they lost because they couldn't get together because it was on a backup quarterback. We know that shit. Came back, won Tampa Bay 34-17.
Let me ask you one thing, D Wood.
Bro,
let me ask you one thing.
That's the shit.
No, hold on.
Let
who the fuck the quarterback was in them games.
Let me ask you one thing.
I bet you do. We don't.
I do.
Let me ask you one thing, D Woods.
I study this shit.
Let me ask you one thing, D Woods.
Our defense, D Woods, our defense is the reason we win games.
D Woods, let me ask you one thing. Let me ask you one thing, D Woods.
Go ahead, Freddie.
Can I ask you one thing?
You finally acknowledged
it. Let me ask you boys one thing. Okay. There are 32 teams in the league, right?
Mm-hmm.
We think D Woods thinks that B-Flow is freaking trash. How many of those teams would snatch him up in a second?
29.
Okay, Freddie. That's
evidence to that he's good. He's a good defensive coordinator, and his defenses are good.
Okay, look, this is my theory with Brian Flores. This is my own opinion, my own football opinion, and I want you to kind of get what I'm trying to say, right? I feel this defense is too much scheme, not enough guys that can beat opposing offenses one-on-one. I feel that Brian Flores relies solely on trying to scheme shit to make his defense good. But when it comes down to him having to go against a veteran, top-notch quarterback that doesn't care what the checks at the lines is, doesn't care about all this movement, it doesn't affect them as much. And that's a problem because I feel like this. We all talk about how we want to win a Super Bowl. We say that shit all the fucking time. You want to win a Super Bowl, right? To win a Super Bowl in the playoffs, you're going to have to play against Jalen Hurts. You're going to have to play against Jared Goff. You're going to have to play against Matt Stafford, Jaden Daniels. I feel this defense is inadequate against those type of players at quarterback and offensive coordinators because Brian Flores relies solely on scheme. That's why Ivan Pace, he's starting to look so bad because he can't scheme him to do crazy shit no more. That's why John Tellis.
I hear what you're saying. No,
a purple bar.
I'm not saying that.
A purple bar.
Let me finish.
A purple bar.
That's what I'm gonna tell you. Look,
I want a purple bar. I want you to add D Woods. When our defense is doing what he say we doing,
I give it.
Ask him what his offense doing when they got the ball. Purple bar.
But so I'm calling it out on both sides.
You can't because the weakest link is the offense, not the defense.
It's both of them.
No, how? Bro, don't nobody have elite offensive defense. Nobody.
Both of them,
hey,
bro.
Vikings. What's going on, little man, little nephew?
It's both.
Hey,
Tony,
Who
Tony,
got?
you get what I'm saying, Tony?
I understand what you're saying. Yeah,
I totally understand what you're
Tony.
saying.
He wanted the Minnesota Vikings. Hey, Tony, he wants the Vikings to have a LOB back there or a motherfucking Baltimore Ravens defense.
I'm not saying.
Let me ask you one thing, Woods.
We gotta have that.
It's an offensive league now.
Prop these motherfuckers up to be that damn good because when they go against a fucking good quarterback, they get their ass busted.
Hey, Purple Bars, you'll get your question in one of these days.
Can I ask you a question? What is the criticism that people give to Spags?
Give what?
To Spags in the Chiefs, the defensive coordinator for the Chiefs, Spagnuolo.
Oh, Spagnuolo? What's the criticism?
Nothing.
That he relies on his freaking superstar talent.
Yeah.
It's not anything else. That's what they say.
That's what they say.
They say that he is only as good because he has some of the
That's bullshit.
dynamic players.
That's
the credit. Listen. Wait. Can I finish my point? Can I finish my point before you start losing it? Can I finish my point before you start losing it? Please.
No, he's already lost it.
My point is that we don't disregard Spags' ability to run a defense, be a defensive coordinator. But everybody said before this year that was his biggest thing. Oh, he can only do what he does. He's so dynamic because of the players that he has on defense. This year, what's happening? Right? Those defensive players are older. They're not playing as well.
They're up there in age now.
His defense isn't doing as well. Yes,
hey, bro.
There are defensive coordinators out there that are scheme or they're relying on certain things.
4 Super Bowls. Y'all forget Spags was the defensive coordinator for the Giants when they beat the Patriots.
How many Super Bowls does B-Flow have?
None. Well, he got one with the Patriots.
Really? As a defensive coordinator?
He was with the Patriots.
Are you kidding me?
Come on, man.
I thought wasn't he with the Patriots?
Yes. His rookie year, he won a Super Bowl.
But what was
he? Defensive coordinator. The point of the matter is that everybody views how they're gonna build their thing. If they're an offensive coordinator, offensive line coach, whatever it is, right?
Yeah, shut up. Yeah, shut up. Shut up. Yeah, shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up.
Listen, there's always gonna be gaps in people's strategies, right? E-Flow is a scheme-oriented guy. We know this because he took a defensive team that was trash the year before with that Donatel, and he made them a top 15, top 17 defense, which is a massive leap compared to what they did with Donatel.
Oh, by the way,
he is team-oriented, and sometimes it bites us in the butt. But that's the freaking that is the shit you have to deal with, just like with any other defensive. So, some guys look, the Bears defense last year was really good, but they were a vanilla defense. They were all hustle, and they were playing as like vanilla as possible. We look at the Denver Broncos, same situation, all hustle, young guys. You put those guys in B-Flow's scheme, it may not work. You put them with Spags, it may not work. The point is that regardless of who we have at DC, there's going to be gaps in their ability to perform regardless because of the way that they envision how they want the defense to be played. He is literally focused on scheme because he thinks whatever he thinks, right? And that's why he leans on that. Yeah, I get it. Sometimes the scheme doesn't look good and it hurts, especially against older, more experienced quarterbacks, as we've seen. Very, very true. But at the same time, there's so many young quarterbacks in the league right now, which is why we got so many wins last year. So you got to take the good with the bad as well. And the defense is one of the best defenses in the league, regardless of how you want to spin it.
So let me ask y'all this. By hands, the issue with the Vikings is offense or defense?
KOC.
Exactly. We talking about the defense.
I say
I've said it all week. The problem with this team, and I said it before, JJ's kryptonite and his downfall will be KOC.
But the crazy part is, though, would be this, though, is the Viking defense in the last 2 weeks gave up 35, 40 points, we'd be going crazy right now.
But here's where I know this is where I agree with D Woods, and this is my point too.
What?
Will you let me say it?
You tripping, man?
Okay, you ain't even heard what I said, and I'm tripping already.
He already ain't listening.
Yeah. Okay, here's what I'm gonna say. KOC is your head coach and OC. KOC needs to think about his defense and put together drives that take time off the clock, eat up yards, time-consuming ball control, old-fashioned offense to help your defense because they are undersized. They are older now. So guess what? You help them out any chance you get. And when you get in the red zone, you come away with some sort of points, preferably 6, but if you can, 3. He can't have these 3 and outs and expect his defense to hold on to a 3-point lead the whole damn game. If his offense ain't going to do what the hell they're supposed to do and what they were hyped to do, you're going to tire that defense out. You are.
That's my whole issue, Tony. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, and now here's a history lesson. So Zoe, you can get off the screen because you don't like history. All right.
Look, back in 1971, Viking defense wouldn't give up a yard.
How do you know I was going to 71? I'm just saying. The reason the Vikings were so good back then was because they had that defense. That offense sucked. It looked like KOC was running that defense in that offense in 71. But they had the defense, which is why they went and got Tarkenton. Guess what? Tarkenton didn't change shit, but that defense got older and teams started to pick them apart. So what changed in 73? They drafted Chuck Foreman, started playing ball control, running the ball, and using Foreman till he damn near fell out. And guess what? It kept that defense off the field because they got older. Which in turn, you got a running game, 3 out of 4 Super Bowls. Okay? You can replicate that system in today's NFL, especially with these defenses that aren't built to stop the run.
Not big enough.
Because linebackers small.
Linebackers are looking like Ivan Pace out there.
All right, let me say this, y'all. Y'all remember last year, and y'all used to come at me because I would defend Ed Ingram, right? Y'all used to be like,
who did you defend? Who did you defend?
Ed Ingram, right, for being a bad guard.
Whoa, the number 1 rated guard in football this week.
Right. All I'm gonna say is, like, basically, I was hated. People said I was crazy. I didn't know what the fuck I was talking about, but I kept explaining it, and it kept going over people's heads because I kept saying, it's Kevin O'Connell with his long developing plays down the field that's making the offensive line bad, and they can't hold their blocks for too long. Said that shit. Now we
say that. Where are slants? Where are?
But I've been saying that. What the fuck to quit slant?
No. But let me get to my point though, right? Mm-hmm. I was saying that last year. Nobody wanted to hear the shit. They thought I was just fucking crazy because I was defending Ed Ingram and all the bad play that was there. I'm gonna let this shit go. I'm gonna let this shit go because we got to play against a lot of good quarterbacks this season. And all I'm telling y'all is like, I feel this defense doesn't have the talent on the roster to go out and just manhandle guys one-on-one. I saw the fucking corners get ate up by average fucking receivers last year when it counted. I saw guys like Jonathan Grenard, who is a smaller outside linebacker, get swallowed up by tackles. I saw that shit.
Have you noticed how they have Grenard lined up this year? He's wide. I mean, he's really wide.
Wide now, basically. Yeah. You know, so I'm just saying though, I'm not saying like, oh, the defense is trash. I understand defense, you know, stays on the field too long. It's complimentary football. But what I'm saying is at the end of the day, if our end goal is to win a Super Bowl, because that's what we all want, is to get to a Super Bowl, we gotta put into the factor that this defense may not be as legit that we think it is because of basically on paper of the sacks and how it looks good. We might not necessarily be able to go to Detroit and beat Jared Goff at home. We might not be able to go beat fucking Baker Mayfield in Tampa Bay because this defense would just give some shit up. There's so many holes on this team and, you know, on both sides of the ball that we just got to be honest about. I don't want to argue with y'all and be like, oh, Brian Flores sucks. It's more KLC. That's what I'm saying is both sides of the ball. And it goes back to my main point that I talked about earlier in the stream, that Brian Flores and Kevin O'Connell are not developing players.
They're also not drafting good players either.
But Tony, that's the players that they want. And they still can't develop them. Like I just don't understand that. Like if we want our defense, okay, I'm gonna ask you this question, Purple Bars too, right? And I want you to be completely honest with me. With the players on this defense, that's a veteran defense. How long will this defense actually be as good as it is right now?
As good as it is now?
I'm pissed that we lost Cam Beasley, but
no, answer the question.
Another 1 or 2 years.
Another 1 or 2 years. That's my point. Who's on the defensive line? I would say that position is kind of deep.
And now here's where you got to look at it too, because Allen, you're probably only going to get a year or two out of.
That's it.
But they did draft a kid from, I keep forgetting it, Ingram Dawkins.
Tyree Ingram Dawkins.
He looks like he looks like the real deal. I like him.
I like him.
Hargrave, injuries are his problem.
Another year.
So we'll see what happens.
Right. Cashman, another year.
So right now, the two guys you got that you could count on that line would be Ingram Dawkins and Redmond.
And Taki Taimani. Oh, and
they're not even suiting him up. They're playing Levi more.
Levi was a draft pick too. So, yeah. So the defensive line actually has guys that are in development that can step in maybe in some kind of capacity next year. But let's talk about the linebackers. Who we got in linebackers that's in the waiting of being developed? Nobody.
Nobody. Just Kobe King.
Now now look at the corners. Look at the corners. We basically started this roster with only fucking 4 corners on a roster. Right?
Yeah.
So who do you have? Who do you have that's young and waiting at corner? Nobody. Let's go to safety. Who do you have? Nobody. That's what I've been trying to say this whole time.
Man, listen, man, we not about to have this whole show talking about our defense, bro.
Look, one last thing.
But okay, I just want to ask everybody a question. Can the Minnesota Vikings defense have an off game and the Vikings win that football game?
No.
Yes.
Not right now.
Yes. When that should happen. Tell me what game that should happen.
It's possible.
What game had that shit happen in?
Giving it possible.
What game have happened in so far?
So I totally agree.
Give me a game.
I totally agree with you right there, 1,000%. But I think like this goes back to what TB had said earlier about how we're overdeveloped, like longer plays, all these, like everything you guys have said. It's a thing of like, this is why I didn't want to talk about this a lot before the season because we have so many fucking weapons, and then KOC has a fucking ego. Okay, I'm sorry. I don't like to get.
You know, it's nice that everybody else is screaming, yelling, and cussing. Not me. It's really refreshing.
So the point I'm trying to make is that there's so much. There's just too much that he wants to do. He sees he's got a big ego and he thinks he can 4D chess literally himself out of every situation, and it's a problem. Now we may have a blessing in disguise that we don't have Aaron Jones out there, and we have some injuries that's going to force him to keep bring it down and make it simple. I'm a huge proponent for keep it simple. I've trained a lot of people in my life, and I've seen a lot of development from people. There are some people that you can put a ton of stuff on because they're incredibly capable. But the majority, you have to keep it simple. And KOC has this mindset that we got a great roster. We got so many pieces. So obviously these super elaborate and freaking things that he comes up with are going to work. But then he disregards what's in front of him. And this is why I was saying that I don't like that he doesn't pay attention to what's in front of him, what's being given to him, and he does these things because his ego, he thinks he knows better.
He has been put on that pedestal as the next offensive genius, and this is why this is where I get on the press, especially locally. We're the only ones that got the balls to call his ass out when he does shit like this.
But in his defense, at the same time, he has gotten better over the years. He's still young, but I am still frustrated with that. But like I'm saying, maybe this is going to be an opportunity with the injuries that we have. We don't have Aaron Jones out there. Maybe he's going to be forced. We got Carson Wentz out there, right? He's not going to feel comfortable letting him stand in the pocket for so long. Maybe we're going to opt to run the ball. And through his watching it on the field, he goes, oh shit, maybe I should have been running the ball more with Jordan Mason. And then maybe he can get past this or whatever, or learn from his mistakes and realize, shit, I've been going too complex and I've been trying to put too much on these guys, and let's turn it down a notch, right? We're not in year 4 where these guys can be given that kind of responsibility yet. You know what I mean?
Well, I got a question for all you guys. Where are the assistant coaches telling him this? Where are the assistant coaches telling him? I mean, what are they scared of the dude? What?
And I said to Zoe, because he had asked this one time, I was like, in the organization, I feel like to them, because of this hype, because of everything, the whole KOC's the next second coming of whatever coach you want to gay, right?
Yeah.
You want to say, to them, it's like, in KOC we trust, so whatever he says goes. Whenever it's scheme or, and so nobody questions him, and I think that's a problem.
That's the biggest problem.
If you don't have, I learned in college, you need someone in the group to be the devil's advocate, to say, yeah, that's a great idea and all, but somebody has to be thinking the opposite and try to grind their gears to be but what about this? What about when this happens? What about this happens? To really put his ideas to the fire, so that when you do that, the good ideas stay and the bad ones go, because nobody's criticizing the bad ones, and it just is letting them go. It's oh yeah, you know what I mean?
It's almost like, and I live up here, it's almost like it's hands off KOC. You can't be negative to him, and I'm like, BS.
I think one of the main problems KOC did when he got this job, and you see what a lot of young up and coming offensive minded coaches do when they get their head coaching job, they go out and they get a veteran, old, disgruntled guy that did it before. You get what I'm saying? To kind of be some kind of a mentor, to kind of bring some kind of balance. I feel what Purple Bars is saying though. KOC has nobody that's gonna tell him, hey, that's bullshit, bro. We don't do this shit. He has nobody to do that, and that's why.
And you want to know something? You know who would have did that? Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers, yeah.
What's the
what's
that was it Marcus Aurelius or someone, one of these old in time royalty guys? He used to pay someone to follow him behind him when he was praised by everybody, and his only job was to say
negative shit.
Just a man. You're only a man, and just to keep grounding him, because you need that aspect of in development in general. When you work in a team, you need that, because if not, you start getting these delusions of grandeur, and then you start going down these roads that are not good enough to go down, because nobody's putting the feet to the fire, right? So
exactly.
you need, you know, and I get it, you know, because of like the hype, and because he has been so, the things that he's done in spots that have had his hype skyrocket. Like Colin Cowherd said that one of his contacts in the league says the GMs are like, in KOC we trust, and that's league wide. And if it's like that league wide, what do you think they think in the building? You mean nobody's going to go against it, and I think that's a problem.
That's a problem.
Here's the thing: he can't win a playoff game.
Yeah, you can't go 0-3 in the playoffs. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all too, because they'll be getting mad at me. The defense is what it is, but the offense has a problem too. And like with KOC being the driver of this fucking fancy car, however you want to say it, if the Vikings don't make the playoffs this season, it's a problem. If the Vikings,
you know what? Here's a problem, D Woods. It's a problem, right? But guess what? Guess who's getting the pass?
It shouldn't be a pass, though.
You know why he's getting a pass? Guess what? The excuse is already built in.
Because he got
injuries.
Nah, injuries part of the game, bro.
No, they're gonna build it in because he had injuries to key positions all year.
I don't give a shit.
I don't either, but that's gonna be the excuse.
And you know what's gonna make it worse? Because because he's gonna be limited and have to keep it simple, and he's gonna have to run the ball with Jordan Mason. And let's say they win 3 games with Carson Wentz, and we look unbeatable again. The hype goes through the fucking roof, and then nobody's gonna fucking question.
Let me give y'all an example, right? Y'all remember Brian Billick, right? That was the assistant head coach for Dennis Green back in the day, right?
Yeah.
I gotta let the dogs out.
He gets a head coaching job in Baltimore, right?
Yeah.
Never really changes anything. He makes sure that defense stays just as good. And he was an offensive guy. Everybody knows that shit. He was an offensive guy.
But he made sure he kept that defense intact.
He kept that defense intact and did just enough on offense.
Well,
right?
you had Jamal Lewis running the ball. He played old school football.
That's what I'm saying. Like Zoe's not here, but like I'm calling KOC out here.
Billick won a Super Bowl. Billick won a Super Bowl with Trent Dilfer.
like he won a fucking Super Bowl, and his offenses were crap every year, but his teams were good. They were able to win in the playoffs.
That defense was just killer.
It was nasty.
That defense was killer.
He didn't come in there and be like, well,
you know what?
I'm gonna change this shit to make it an offense. No, he said, fuck it. We're gonna win like this.
Like you said, D Woods, he was an offensive guy, but he kept that defense in check. Now let's get to KOC. Okay, KOC didn't hire Donatel.
He inherited him. Yeah.
He inherited Donatel because Donatel already had the gig when KOC was a coach.
Wait. You say what?
Yeah, that's how it went down.
Yeah. You didn't know that? You didn't know that, so?
What'd you say?
Donatel was here before KOC got the gig.
He was here the year before?
No, he was already hired before. He was hired before. Yeah, he was hired.
Tony. So let me ask you this then. So if KOC ain't hired Ed Donatel,
why he didn't fire his ass early?
Exactly. So I'm confused. Like
he fired him at the end of the season.
No, he should have got fired during the fucking season. That defense was fucking ass.
He didn't. That's the whole thing though with KOC. KOC is so offensive minded. He lets whoever's running that defense have that.
But Tony, as you being the head coach, you know your defense is ass, and that's why I got a problem with KOC. Like Ed Donatel should have been fired. The Chris Cooper offensive line dude, he should have been fired. He need to be fired right now.
I don't even know how Cooper keeps a job.
He don't develop nobody. Like I told D Wood, I don't blame the offensive line for this shit. I blame the fucking offensive line coach. Can you not develop nobody behind these starters that been here for multiple years?
What happened to Brendel?
They moved him to right tackle.
He's a swing guard now.
He's a swing guard now, but if he he'll play tackle tomorrow. Is Darrisaw going to play or not?
We don't know.
What the fuck? Because like what, like a year or two ago, wasn't he like one of like the highest rated guards? He like everybody was like praising us for freaking out of nowhere.
That was with Darisaw on the side when it got to be Cam.
When Darisaw got hurt and Cam came in there,
yeah, it was different.
Back to
okay,
being bad. But
also, okay, that was the PFF grade, which is a bunch of BS. If you watch him, you could tell he's got some. He's a tackle playing guard.
Yeah, because he's long.
Yeah,
he's long.
Yeah. So if worst comes to worst tomorrow,
I want to talk about the offense, right? So,
well, hey, I'd love to talk with you guys, but I got to get out of here. I gotta call the old lady.
Have a great night, TV.
You guys have a good one, guys.
Hey, Zoe. Don't it feel good to be back on here on live at night, man?
Hell fucking yeah, boys.
Like I do miss them. I do miss them.
Hey,
it was Saturday nights, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Saturday night.
Saturday night, I might let some of my frustrations out and leave the positivity for the rest of the week. But Saturday night,
no, real Saturday. Purple Bar.
Just bugging.
I don't know if you was around back then. We had like a show. It was like me, Yogi, Mike D Woods and shit. We had a show like called Purple Zoe in the Vibe, some shit like that a couple years ago.
I remember you guys talking about it last year.
Yo, you never seen that show before?
No, but I remember our Friday night lives when we were going.
No, we used to go crazy. That bitch, you do hella numbers.
Hey, but I get out of here.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's one of those things though too. We also, you said something earlier, D Woods. You said we can't be living in two different worlds or something like that. Thinking
you can't search masters,
right? Because
you
but
say what you would
with that same logic.
Oh, I like that. Oh, that's from the Bible right there.
Yeah.
I know that. I know that part.
But with that same logic, aren't we doing the same by trying to put these expectations for a Super Bowl on a team that's still?
I'm not saying Super Bowl.
Super Bowl no more.
I'm not saying Super Bowl.
I never said Super Bowl at all this year. Last year, the only way I said I wanted a Super Bowl, the only reason is because I wanted, if they were to accomplish that, the amount of growth that this roster, KOC, everybody would have made would have transitioned to help JJ's development.
Yeah,
right?
I mean,
the only way I would have said, but I was just more about let's get as many experiences, as many lessons learned last year, and win as many games because that's what's going to help this year.
Yeah,
right?
because
and we're still kind of in that though.
Purple Bars, like there's a part of this community, this Viking community, that basically
everybody's impatient.
They're impatient and they're like, oh, we just want to win. If Winston's playing good, we're gonna be okay. And I'm like, nah, fuck that. We need Kevin O'Connell to develop JJ McCarthy into something. I'm not saying that something is Hall of Fame worthy, but he needs to be developing McCarthy into something because that's why he's here. And if it takes a couple of ass games from McCarthy or whatever, I think McCarthy's smart enough to learn from it. You get what I'm saying? I think he is. But at the same time, like, we got to be honest as fans that. And I was telling Zoe this earlier, when it was just me and him, I feel bad for McCarthy from a standpoint because if you look at like the past rookie quarterbacks that has come to the league, some of them just like hit the ground running. And I think I think as Vikings fans, some people expect that.
Oh, thank you.
McCarthy like off top. And it's like every situation is different. You get what I'm saying? Like every situation is different.
On top of the divisions that those guys are coming out of, though. Some of the weakest divisions in football make it really easy to win 12 games or 11.
Staffs, like different talent on the roster. I just like me personally, though, as a Viking fan, have been rooting for this team since '98. I've been asking for a young quarterback. We didn't get it with Ponder. We didn't get it with Bridgewater. I just feel like McCarthy is the closest thing that we have to that. And I get upset when I feel like Kevin O'Connell isn't putting McCarthy in position to succeed. And putting him to succeed, it's just like it goes back to what everybody been saying on this panel. Like you said it yesterday. Keep it simple, stupid. You get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, no,
it comes down to that shit. I just like it makes me mad because I don't want McCarthy to be ruined. You get what I'm saying? Like right now, McCarthy is just unmolded clay. And it's up to Kevin O'Connell and his coaching staff to mold him into something. I don't want them to fuck up him so much with this in and out shit or got him doing too much at different times to where he basically self-destructs. and then we're gonna be like, oh, he a bust. No, you a fucking bust as a fucking coach, bro. Because you had a guy come in here that needed to be molded, and you couldn't do that. That's why I get so upset right now, bro. Because
but like also this is one thing. Like I got a bachelor's in commerce, right? So market research is part of that, right? Like I learned in year one of university, man, like data mining a fucking small sample size it's literally the same as the saying, we'll make an ass out of you and me. Because the data is too skewed to get any reliable assumptions or anything valuable out of, you know what I mean? So, but I agree with you. Like he needs to throw JJ out there and just let him play. There cannot be cannot be a that's right.
For sure.
There cannot be
Saturday Night Live might be back.
But anyways, the point is,
where Yogi at though, man? Where Yogi?
There can't be a QB carousel. There can't be all these things because that will destroy JJ before he even gets a chance to develop.
Exactly.
Just like freaking Peyton Manning said when he threw all those interceptions in his first year, he's like, I needed every single one of those because that's how I learn.
But
right?
Purple Bar,
we don't know. At the same time, we have to wait and see how he takes the lessons that he's going to face.
You're right.
Play calling, I to me, because of my perspective of how I want to train and teach people, I like to give people time to experience things so they can kind of make their like make their assumptions and take their like learning points and internalize them on their own, right? That's why when I'm seeing these long developing plays, I'm watching JJ and he's trying to stay with his reads and he's trying to do what he's told. And I feel like this is why I said like after the first game, I was like, he is like, I swear to God, he was going to call that game regardless of what the score was, because I feel like he thinks like he's playing 4D chess. He's like, you guys may be whatever. I'm giving all the plays that I think are going to give JJ all the experiences to feel the NFL speed and develop the skill sets that he wants to learn. But it's not working when you have a fucking banged up O-line. And two, when the game is getting out of hand, you need to learn to switch gears.
I feel like the game being out of hand, it shouldn't even got to that point. Because with the bad play calling, especially like for me, like I'm always gonna be run the damn ball, smack a motherfucker on defense. That's how I feel. But like Kevin O'Connell wants to be too cute and gets in his own head with, hey, it's 3rd and 2. Run the goddamn ball until you get the first down, but you trying to do a fake pitch, which leads to your quarterback getting sacked. And now you go from 2nd and 2 to maybe like 3rd and 12 because you called a stupid ass play. So sometimes the game gets away from us as a team because Kevin O'Connell play calling it can be piss poor in situations.
So D Wood and Purple Bar, can I ask y'all one question?
Yeah,
this is a real question. So let's say the Vikings miss the playoffs, and let's say Judge McCarthy, he keep this shit up for the rest of the year. Don't really look that good. Do KOC get fired mid-season next year or during the offseason?
No, I think the hype is going to carry him at least another year. If
a whole year? A whole year?
Yeah, because they're gonna justify it as like, well, Peyton Manning freaking his season was trash. That's what they're gonna do. They're gonna justify his hype and they're gonna justify what's happened in the past. Hold on,
D. Will. I just want to say one thing. What Purple Bar said. You keep on saying Peyton Manning. I know Manning threw a lot of interceptions rookie year, right? But he had a lot of good games in that rookie year. I'm just saying, what if we see the shit we seen in week 2 and week 1 happen throughout the year?
No, that's what I'm saying. Even if he looks like the most garbage quarterback in the league and has no chance to grow, I think the hype and everything, like all these little things, Peyton Manning, or they'll pull up CJ Stroud or any of these like young quarterbacks that struggled the first time and then developed, That's what they're going to use to justify keeping him for another year before they start losing faith, before they start forgetting about the hype, because it's so strong. It's guarantee you, man. If we go out tomorrow and we look like world beaters, all that hype is back, and it's like, oh well, you know, KOC
but what I'm saying is,
1,000%.
Can I answer the question? So let me answer the question, and I'm gonna keep it G all the way G. If JJ McCarthy doesn't look good when he gets healthy the whole season, and we don't make the playoffs, Kevin O'Connell deserves to be fired. And I'm gonna say this because I don't care about him propping up a veteran quarterback like Carson Wentz. I don't care about that shit. One of the main reasons why he got this job was to develop a quarterback. And you already know that JJ McCarthy is on a rookie deal. The last thing you want to do is be detrimental to his growth and keep a coach around him that can't get him to the right position around longer, because all that's going to do is just deteriorate him as a player. So I'm just going to be perfectly honest.
I agree with you.
If JJ McCarthy can't get it together and Kevin O'Connell, has a bad year, I think he should get fired, because it's like,
I agree with you, but that wasn't
so D Wood. So D Wood on Purple Bar.
The question was like, even if he does bad, does he still are they going to keep him or are they going to go? And I'm saying the organization believes him in too much.
Okay, Purple Bar, but another no.
But
I think what you think, D Woods, but I think the organization won't let him happen because
let him go because look, quarterbacks are really expensive and quarterbacks are hard to find. Kevin O'Connell identified McCarthy as his quarterback to develop. This is the first time Kevin O'Connell actually has a quarterback project in JJ McCarthy. And if he can't do good with JJ McCarthy, you might have to part ways with him because he's not the guy you think he is.
But I'm saying, but can I say one more thing though?
I do.
To that question I asked y'all, and y'all know this, I don't know if y'all know this or not, Josh McCown would, a lot of people look at him to be a head coach.
Yes.
But if KOC struggled this year with JJ in the offense, we miss the playoffs. And let's say we're going to week 4 next year and the offense looks the same. Do you replace him with Josh McCown?
Yes. Yes.
I think conventionally speaking, if KOC doesn't have this hype and this aura of like invincibility within the organization,
it's not no hype for real though. Minnesota built the hype.
Yeah, no, but that's what I'm saying. That's the hype. That's what's going to keep him a year. I think that a lot of teams would do exactly what D Woods is saying. More reasonable freaking teams, but the thing is that they're in too deep. They've already hyped this guy up. They make him seem like he's the second coming of Bill Parcells or whichever coach you want to freaking throw in there, right? And so that's why I think they'll give him an extra.
But look though, Purple Bar. But how long is his contract though? Do we know how many years he got?
4 years. It's 4 years. 4 years.
He got another 4 years.
4 years. But the thing about the 4 years though, like we do understand that coaching contracts don't hit the salary cap, and you can always fire a coach. This is something I want y'all to. I'm gonna put this bug in y'all ear, and I want y'all to think about this. This is a thinking experience, right? If the Vikings offense continues to struggle for the rest of the season with their Art McCarthy, we are going to see a telltale sign of Kevin O'Connell's decline when you start seeing his coaches jump ship. And what I'm saying by that is no assistant coach wants to be on a coaching staff that's about to get fired. If you see somebody like Josh McCown jump ship, in the offseason, if just become a coordinator, that's going to be a problem. If we see Wes Phillips actually leave and go be able to call plays somewhere else, that's a problem. If we see Kenny McCardell leave and be a coordinator, that's going to be a telltale sign of Kevin O'Connell being put on the fucking island because he didn't produce the way he wanted to produce. Now, quiet is kept. There was word out there that people wanted to hire Wes Phillips as a play calling coordinator, and he turned it down because he wanted to stay with the Vikings to actually become a Super Bowl contender. If the Vikings don't do that, I can see these assistant coaches jumping ship, and that's Brian Flores included. I can see this shit happening, bro. And then Kevin O'Connell will be left on the island to get fired. That's what we gotta look at, bro. Because he already lost one coach that became a coordinator. Last year's quarterback coach is, I think he's an offensive coordinator over there in Jacksonville. If you start seeing the rest of the
was their quarterback coach, wasn't he?
Huh?
Josh McCown was a quarterback's coach last year.
No, he was assistant quarterback coach.
Oh,
he was a guy ahead of him, and he left to become Jacksonville's offensive coordinator. He got a fucking promotion. What I'm saying is, though, and I want y'all to understand this shit. If you start seeing especially coaches on the offensive side, start jumping ship with his offense struggling, it's a problem.
It is, but also too, like this is Steve says the season is still early, right? This is what I'm talking about, like diving too deep into the weeds 2 weeks in with like such a limited sample size is only going to set us up to make us look bad or like dumb when things turn around or even out in the stats. You know what I mean? But I understand what you're saying, and I think 1,000% any other team would freaking fire him in the offseason if that were the case. You know what I mean? And they would just restart. They'd be like, you know what? This was a mistake. This guy has too much development to go, which is, I think, what we're like Indianapolis is going, right? But because of the notoriety that KOC has, I think he's probably safe for another year, even if like JJ looks the worth. That's the question that Zoe asked. Like, will they keep him 1 year or will they fire him? And that's my rationale to it. Behind
what I was saying was, will they fire him in the off season or during the season next year? If we go, let's say the offense look bad next year in the next 4 games.
We'll give them the whole year. I think
I think that's a mistake. Right? But you know why I say that's a mistake though, Purple Bar?
We make mistakes like that though.
Hey, Purple Bar, at the end of the day, a coach is who he show you who he is. Like in your head, you might think your coach is the best coach in the world. But within them years, you've seen your head coach. What had he really showed you in them 4 years? That's who he really is. In your head, you might say he is the offensive guru. He this and that. But in 4 years, you won 14 games, 15 games, 12 games. But then come big boy games, you 0-2. And the offense is regressing. Because like D Wood said, if you go back to the last 2 games the Vikings played that really means something, the offense ain't showed up. And week 2 this year, the offense ain't showed up.
But like I said, that notoriety is going to make him justify things and say like, oh, he's really only 2 years in. Oh, most head coaches, 7 years in, 10 years in.
But bro, I play football, bro. You know,
and they like I feel like they're in too deep. You know what I mean? Like they're going to tell me longer than most people would give them.
By what you telling me and by what you saying, you know, my head coach used to tell me, or if the quarterback somebody injured, excuses leads to failure.
Yep.
That's it. At the end of the day, Purple Bar, if our offense continue to struggle and you go back to last year, so that did there 2 years in important games, the offense ain't produced. So we in year 3 or will we in week 4 or week 3 of a whole nother year, and the offense still kicking field goal, scoring 9 and 12 points. It might be time to walk away from the head coach.
I know, but what I'm saying is that I believe that our team is going to make the mistake and keep him longer than what.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just saying that's the type of. That's the
let me tell you why they.
Bro, we on the same. I feel you.
Okay, look. Let me tell you why management, the Wills Quasi, won't do that shit. Because it bit him in the ass last time. They kept Zimmer 2 years too long. They're not gonna do that shit again if it's not working. Especially
Zimmer wasn't a rookie head coach though.
But look though, Zimmer lasted 2 years too long. Mm-hmm. What I'm saying is this though: if you see that this offense is not working and your team is continuously losing games because of your head coach, I don't think the Wills are going to wait and still say, but again next year, especially when they in every offseason they spending a whole lot of money. We already know next season they're already $56 million over the salary cap. Over. right? So that's basically telling you KOC got everything he wanted on offense, defense, special teams. And if he can't produce this season, I don't think it's going to be no excuses. I think the Wilson say, we are spending too much money on this shit. Let's move on.
But at the same time, have you ever, you know what being pot committed is?
Being what?
Pot committed?
Being
like in
committed money?
Pot committed, like in poker, right? When you're like, you know, it's a bad decision to stay in the hand, but because you've already spent too much money, you just stay in and you end up losing more money.
I don't think they're going to do that though. Again,
but what I'm saying is because the thing is, he's a rookie coach, and they're going to be like,
he's not a rookie coach though, bro. He's not a rookie coach
right now. He started as a rookie coach, so they're going to give him more lean. This is classic. This is the classic Minnesota Vikings mistake, though.
I don't
know what we do.
I feel Purple Bart. I think the Vikings will keep him around next year, though.
That's what I'm saying. They will. They do these things, and it's like on top of that, like you said, they spent a lot of money and gave him everything that he wants, and then they go then. Why wouldn't they say, well, we've already done all that and we spent all this money, we got to give him another year because he's got everything, we'll see what he does next year.
This is why they want.
We do.
This is why they want, and I'm gonna keep saying this shit. I'm gonna beat this shit like a goddamn drum. This is why they want. If they see he cannot develop that young quarterback, they will move on, because that's the reason why he came in here as an offensive savant guru. It goes back to Zoe said, and he's always saying this shit. Why is this offensive savant head coach offense always trash? If they keep seeing this offense being trash, and you sold them that you're an offensive guy and you can't produce offense nor develop a quarterback, that's the problem. You get what I'm saying?
I agree, but I'm saying is that the thing is that if me and you were making the decision, we would do that. But I've also been a Vikings fan for too long to know that this is the type of mistake that we make, bro.
I think Kwesi will beat the drum to do that shit, because at the end of the day, we know that Kevin O'Connell was not Kwesi's first choice. And as a GM, I think he thinks like as a GM should. If I keep this motherfucker a year or two too long, I'm gonna be fired with him. Look at what happened with Mike Zimmer and Spielman, right? Spielman could have fired Zimmer 2 years before he got fired and actually kept his GM job. But since he waited, he got fired too. I think Kwesi will be like, you know what? This shit ain't working, bro. You can't develop a quarterback. Your offense is trash. I don't fucking spend. I don't
had an old car like that.
But I'm saying I feel like the Vikings would veto that decision if he said that, though.
Huh?
That's the point. I feel like the Viking, even if he were to come to that decision, I feel like the Vikings, the organization, would just be like, no, we're not doing that. He's this like superstar future. Like he's gonna be like, if we let him go, he's gonna go to another team. He's gonna win like 7 Super Bowls, and then we're gonna look like idiots. That's what we do. These are the mistakes that we've seen here.
He's not going nowhere win no Super Bowl at no head coach.
Like,
but what I'm saying is that that's the train of thought that they're gonna have.
Purple bars. You gotta think about it. You gotta think about it from a standpoint. You were a manager, right? You a boss, right? You was a manager for your sales team, right? Mm-hmm. If you got a motherfucker on the interview that's telling you he got all this experience and sales, doing this, doing that, and then he get the job and he can't produce that shit, and you keep him on your fucking staff, you're gonna go down with his ass. I think Kwesi is smart enough to understand, because he's a stock market guy. Stock might be down on Kevin O'Connell. I might have to jump off. I might have to dump this shit before it fuck up the whole organization and I'll lose my job. Like, I just think Kwesi thinks like that, because Kwesi is not your prototypical GM. I think he has no super ties to Kevin O'Connell. He likes him. He wants them to do good. But if it comes down to the situation of not producing,
I really hope so. I want that too. But
I think Kwesi will be like, he'll go in there with the wheels and be like, look, this is what we gotta do, because at the end of the day, either JJ McCarthy just can't play and he's completely ass, or Kevin O'Connell is not doing the job. But if it's really JJ, why is the offensive line still so bad after I done spent over $100 million in free agency? It's the same shit. I think why you don't hear from Kwesi, he's probably looking at all this shit like, yo, you said Egan was a problem. I traded him, got you a new fucking guard. Same fucking problem. You said Bradbury was a fucking problem. I got you a new center. Same fucking problem. You said the left guard was a problem. I drafted you, motherfucker. Same problem. You said the running game was bad. I went and traded for Jordan Mason, and you won't fucking play him.
But
you
that's assuming that we end the season. That's assuming that we end the season in the worst possible situation.
But
we know that even if the worst case situation, this team isn't going to let happen. We're going to end up freaking doing just enough. JJ will show enough flashes to justify everything.
I hope so. I hope
he shows flashes. But at the end of the day, bro, it goes back to what I said about the offense with Kevin O'Connell in the last 2 games of the season and in the playoffs and the last couple of games right now. He hasn't produced a good offense in a long fucking time. And I just feel like
I forgot about them folk, no other game. That's crazy to say that though.
It does take time to develop to go from a playoff team into an actual contender that can win those types of games.
But what Viking fans, and I'm calling Viking fans out on this shit right now, what Viking fans cannot do, is what they cannot do. If Carson Wentz goes out there and has a good game and balls out, I don't give 2 shits. And why I'm saying that, I just want them to win games and go back to JJ McCarthy, because Kevin O'Connell was not brought in here to fucking develop old quarterbacks.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'm one of the Viking fans you talking about. Because if the offense go out there and they score, I'm saying if they score 24 plus and look good, I might say
you're like,
listen, I might say this though.
Yeah, bro.
I'm saying though, D Wood, I might say in the next 3 games, he might need to sit to learn a little bit more. He might not be a bust, but he might need to sit to learn a little bit more.
Bro, we can't do that.
No, we can't do that.
You can't move the goalposts, bro, because
he needs to experience everything, good or bad.
We've been talking for the past, I would say, shit.
We're not paying Carson Wentz shit.
No, look, I'm not saying pay. I said we've been talking in the past couple of seasons, I would say since Teddy Bridgewater tore his knee up, that we wanted a young quarterback to be our franchise quarterback. Now we finally got one. I don't give a what the veteran do. I don't. Yeah.
But D Wood at the same time, I'm gonna be real with y'all. At the same time, people were saying put JJ McCarthy back in there. But if he's not mentally ready and he's not developed yet, that falls on the head coach. He might not be ready to be the quarterback of a national football team yet. He might not be ready yet.
And that's Kevin O'Connell.
Okay, but to throw him back in there in the offense like he did in week 1, it's saying fuck the whole fan base and saying your players.
That's what we need to do.
No. Hey, Purple Ball, what they need to do is play the best fucking player. Jaden Daniels, I guarantee you, was the best quarterback on a roster when he was a rookie quarterback. And I guarantee you, Bo Nix was the best quarterback on a roster when the Broncos played Bo Nix. If JJ McCarthy's not the best quarterback right now, he don't need to be playing right now because he might get harmed and get damaged. Play the best quarterback. I don't give a fuck he was a first round pick or not. Play the best fucking player. Because if you want to play him because you drafted him in the first round, he might not be ready. You might harm him. You might harm him like David Carr.
Okay,
so my thing is saying you want to play JJ because he the future. He might not be ready right now. He might be ready next year.
In training camp and everything leading into the season, it was obvious he was.
We were lied to. We were lied to.
Let me ask you.
We were lied to.
And the highlights that lied.
What highlights?
Doing well when he was connecting with Jordan Addison. Hit that freaking
no preseason games.
No, I'm talking about training camp and all the
fuck training camp.
He proved then that he was better than all the quarterbacks that we had on the roster. We didn't get Carson Wentz till the very end, so we don't know if he's actually better than.
Let me say this though. Right, I hear what Zoe was talking about, and I get it to a certain extent, but I'm a post blame on Kevin O'Connell with that aspect too, because if you felt that he wasn't ready and he had deficiencies during the offseason, you could have went out and signed a Gardner Minshew, another veteran quarterback to basically, hold this shit for 2 seasons, until you thought he was ready. I just feel like they kind of fumbled the bag. If if McCarthy is not ready and like Zoe said, and he may need to sit for a couple of years, I'm really pissed because you could have went out there and got another good veteran for 2 seasons. However,
Daniel Jones, he was cheap.
But the quarterbacks on the roster before the season, even before preseason even started, JJ was the best quarterback that we had.
That's what they said.
Every highlight, every play that we saw,
we ain't seen nothing. Hey, Purple Bar, you seen fucking training camp shit?
He was there. He was there at those practices. He watched things without the unedited stuff. Lefty. He went to multiple these practices.
Purple Bar. Practice ain't shit like real game time.
I know, but that's what they were judging it. If he in practice looked like the best quarterback, that's why they went with him.
They lied to us. KLC probably knew he wasn't ready. They lied to us. You don't know by now they lied to us. Look at week 1 and week 2. If you telling me right now that this quarterback was ready to be the starting quarterback of an NFL team by looking at 2 weeks, what would you say?
It's not what I think. It's what KOC thinks. And
he don't know shit. He lied to us, bro. We've been lied to.
The thing is that he may not be lying. He may genuinely think that shit. That's the point. And 2, everything we saw in preseason, not in preseason, in training camp and everything, OTAs, everything led to show that JJ was the best quarterback on the team. Because if not, we would have ran with freaking Brosmer or anybody else, and we would have been like, you can't even handle it.
But what I'm saying is,
I'm just saying, if he was the only quarterback that looked like he was ready to freaking take the role.
But Purple Bar, what I'm saying is,
get on here, T-Bass.
Purple Bar, what I'm saying is, he might need to sit with a full healthy offseason.
That's the point, Gil. Look, Gil's making a great point.
What?
The 2 guys that he was competing against were against Brosmer and Ripien. And if he look better than those 2 guys, guess what? He's the best quarterback on the team, and he's the guy that's
fuck hell. You know what that tell me? You know what that tell me right there? Your quarterback room is ass. Look who he compared them to. Brosman and Ripper. Who the fuck is Ripper?
The point.
Who the fuck is Ripper?
You wanted to know. That's why they thought he was the best.
Okay, option. So look though. Okay, so if he was the best
guys, do you think any of those 2 guys are better than JJ?
No, but no. What I'm about to say is though.
That's what I'm saying. That's why they went with him.
So if he play 1 or 2 quarterback, it's gonna look worse than what the fuck we seeing now. My God. So we got a fucking problem. If he wasn't ready right now, it's okay.
I'm agreeing with you, dude. I'm saying I agree with you. I'm saying though, it's really easy to look like the best quarterback in the.
Who the fuck is Ripper? He's talking about Brosman and Ripper. Who the fuck is Ripper?
That's
like look at the competition.
Hey, what up?
Same shit with Kirk Cousins was the quarterback. There's no competition in that quarterback room.
Hey, T-Bass just came in. Let T-Bass say something, man. T-Bass, what you got to say, bro?
No, I'm glad more and more people are starting to come around to Kevin O'Connell being a horseshit coach.
You know, I've been on his ass, T-Bass.
I've been calling him out for over 2.5 years. The guy cannot call plays. He cannot adjust. He's just horseshit.
But I can't say one thing though. I can't say this. Shout out to T-Bass, bro. I ain't see you in a minute in my shit, bro.
Yeah, I don't see you on here much.
What the fuck? You said F Zoe. I ain't see you in a minute. I'm happy to see you.
Hey, Sunday.
I haven't seen you for a while, no.
I know. I miss you, my boy.
Here's Zoe. This might piss you off, but here's a thought too. Maybe JJ McCarthy is way behind the curve on reading defenses. Because what did Michigan get busted for?
No, hell no. I'm gonna tell
what did Michigan get busted for?
Bullshit,
It's easy to read defenses when your coach is stealing the signs.
T-Bad, but after they got but T-Bad, listen. After they got busted, they still went on the fucking 6 or 5 game winning streak and won the national title after they got busted.
I thought they got busted the next year.
No, they got busted the year of.
All right, okay.
But what I'm saying is though, T-Bad, T-Bad, all I'm saying is though, if he's not ready right now, play the best quarterback and let him sit on the sideline so he can a national quarterback how they play in the NFL.
Here's my theories on that. There's a lot of Viking fans that think the Vikings are Super Bowl contenders this year.
Oh.
I am one that's not.
Man,
so I am all for giving JJ McCarthy this year to learn. But if you think that the Vikings are a Super Bowl contender and Carson Wentz comes in and wins the next 3 games and you bench him, what message does that say to the rest of the players?
It'll destroy this confidence too.
But my thing, it won't.
What is that message?
What other man's on the team?
We're second guessing
y'all, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say this. This is not towards people on this panel because we think on another level. A lot of y'all Viking fans, y'all listen too much to what Purple Daily tell y'all. Y'all listen too much to Paul Allen, and these motherfuckers get on here. They make shit up, and they make
Thor,
Spider-Man. You get what I'm saying? It's people out there that they basically they don't really want to hold Kevin O'Connell and his team accountable in any way. They just give a whole bunch of excuses, and I see the fan base.
They're on the right show.
I feel the fan base actually feeds into that, and they develop that shit. So when they come talk to a T-Bass or a Purple Bars or a Zoe or myself, it makes it look like we're hating. But only thing is that we are basically like pointing out certain things that we see that's not right on the reason why we can't be a Super Bowl team. And people be like,
"Ooh, there's a lot of people are pissed at me because a lot of shit I say it's coming true."
But listen, y'all. But another thing is what people not looking at. You know who the youngest starting quarterback in the NFL is?
JJ McCarthy.
Yes, he might need a year to sit on the bench healthy to see how NFL quarterback do things. He might not be ready. And look, and listen, y'all. Y'all know I'm a JJ fan. I'm a ride out with JJ. But at the end of the day, he might not be ready this year, and that's okay. That not no knock on him.
Also, it could be
so if that's what you say is true, I'm gonna say it again. It pisses me off because you should have known that somewhere in the offseason, and you shouldn't have got you a real fucking veteran quarterback to come in here and start for the rest of the season so he can fucking sit. Because I just feel Carson Wentz is gonna do good for a couple of games, and he's gonna revert back to the fucking bullshit. Kevin O'Connell, if that's how you fucking feel, if you knew McCarthy wasn't ready, you shouldn't have signed somebody else, bro.
I got a better deal, D Wood. I got something better. Just tell JJ McCarthy, you got tore a ligament in your ankle. You need another extra month to sit. Hey, look, lie to the motherfucker. You need an extra month to sit. Let's see what Wentz can do. Fuck it.
Kevin O'Connell got to have some balls. Call JJ McCarthy.
Lie to the motherfucker.
And say, look, bro, I believe in you. Right now, this team got to win, and I need you to just develop a whole lot more. Don't lie to him. Let him know off top. But you're not doing the right thing I need you to do. If you're going to do that, do it like that, like a man. That way he can understand that he need to fucking get better. If you lie to him.
Hey, D Wood, listen, bro. Listen, D Wood. I'm going to tell you this, D Wood. Sometimes, hey, D Wood. Hey, D Wood, sometimes you ain't got to tell the truth, bro. You don't have to tell the truth all the time. And I'm going to tell you this, though. Gil said, let JJ get the reps. It's not about the reps. It's about his mental space, bro. But if you put him out there, keep on
about the reps, too.
And keep on acting up, you might mess him up in the long run. Because last year, JJ McCarthy was healing an injury. So he wasn't at a lot of games suited up.
Nah, he didn't come to the end of the season.
So he ain't do no practice squad. He wasn't running with the team scouts. He wasn't doing none of that shit. He was at the
Zoe, do you remember some of the hype they put out that he was using virtual reality and taking notes about every player in the league?
Hey,
he's gonna be ready.
I'm a bunch of BS. I can play Madden, but I can't go out there and play the NFL.
Well, I thought that was ridiculous. People were putting that out. He's using virtual reality. He's gonna be ready.
I never made a video. I never made a video like that. That shit dumb.
That's Purple Daily shit, bro.
All I'm saying, T-Bab and Purple Bar and D Woods, if he not ready right now, it's okay.
Oh, I'm totally.
Honestly,
Jordan Love
I'm
starts
totally-
his third year.
I'm
But all
totally
I'm-
with you, though.
All I'm
I'm
saying
totally
is
with you.
play the best player at their position. I don't give a fuck who getting paid more, who got drafted high. You play the best player at their position until they are ready to take over.
But
I
if you
understand.
want to get JJ McCarthy to red, I don't think you can be on the same beliefs that the Vikings can be a Super Bowl contender and get JJ McCarthy the experience this year. I've never been on that train of thought.
No.
So I'm all
That's
for
already
at the end of
give
the
JJ McCarthy the experience, and you're gonna have to wait till next year.
Because
So
at
with
the
that said, I would rather see Max Brosner get some playing time and see what he has.
no,
Before-
hell no. I rather see
Why?
Why
not?
He was listen, let's be for real. He was undrafted. And let's be for real. And this offense that Kelsey run, Max Brosman, or whatever the fuck his last name is going to die in that offense. He don't
He's
run
a
the
very
football.
accurate pass.
He don't run the football, and his plays is too fucking long. He's going to die in that offense. So I'd rather have Carson Wentz die in that offense than
Well,
a rookie quarterback.
Let's just see what the kid has and move on. The same concept goes with McCarthy as
It
it
ain't
does
that though.
for Brosner.
It ain't that though. T-Bag. If you play Max, then Max ball out. It's fuck JJ McCarthy at this point.
Well, yeah. Well, go with the
Well,
best
fuck it.
player. I've always been with go with the best player.
I'll always
Your
say
draft status does not matter.
Yeah.
Draft
The
status
thing is
does
that
not matter.
Hey, y'all,
I think people,
man.
I think people are generally scared of a quarterback competition.
You need that, man.
regardless of whether
Cause I'm gonna be real with y'all.
Hey, they said the Vikings signed a new player. His name is Gordon Madison. Y'all
What he
see
play?
this shit?
Who the fuck? That's AI, man. That ain't real. Who the
Y'all know
fuck?
who that is, bro?
Who's
They
that?
said his name is Gordon Madison.
You being funny right now.
Looks like the Black Jesus.
I was about to say he look like Jesus, man. Who is this?
That's fucking Jordan Addison, bro. They just put some shit on him. It made him look different. So
Yeah, I was like, he don't even look real. I'm like, man, that play ain't real, bro.
Hey, did you hear my new theory, guys? Ivan Pace is just like an alligator. If they run straight at you, they're really good, but if you move side to side, they can't get you at all.
That's Ivan Payne, bro.
Same with Ivan Pace.
we
He's
also
the
gotta,
alligator.
with all this freaking talk about like letting him play or not, regardless if whether it's this year or next year, he has to get reps in. And if we
Yeah.
kick the can down the road, and we're going to be in the exact same situation next year, and we're
It
ruining
ain't that though,
2
Purple
years.
Bar.
I agree with you.
You don't,
Purple
no,
Bar.
Purple Bar. You don't want to ruin your rookie quarterback.
You know what ruins a rookie quarterback, according to some of the greatest legendary coaches in the league?
Bad offensive line.
No. A quarterback carousel.
Yeah.
No,
By consensus.
ain't
By
no carousel.
consensus,
You put his ass on the
no,
bench.
by
Ain't no
consensus.
carousel.
A quarterback carousel is one of the biggest things that'll destroy young rookie quarterbacks, man. It is that's what they say. The thing is that if he is as good or as ready as he needs to be, we need to throw him to the fucking wolves and let him fucking play and let him
man.
learn and let him, because
You can ruin a quarterback like that, bro.
If he doesn't,
Here's something that concerns me. I would like to know your thoughts. Let's say, McCarthy comes back and he struggles this year. Let's say Justin Jefferson's numbers drop to like 30th best receiver in the league in that. How long is he going to stay patient? Because you know what? Everybody could say he doesn't care. He's all about winning. Players in the NFL are worried about their brand name, and he's not going to like being 30th in the league.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, T-Bad. Look at AJ Brown. He get 2 targets a game. So I don't know.
JJ's used to being in the top 5.
I feel
I don't know if he's going to be good with this, especially if Wentz comes in and is throwing the ball a lot to him, and then McCarthy comes back and he's not getting the catches. He's going to get frustrated. I think so.
for sure.
But I'd rather not kick the can down the road and make him figure out what we got with him now. No QB carousel. Let him freaking go out there and figure it out. The thing is too, like we're overreacting off such a small sample size too.
True.
We don't know by week 7, all that rust of not playing for 600 days and all like not having enough stuff and not having reps and being able to sleep because he doesn't have a fucking baby screaming and shit like that. All these things might dissipate and all of a sudden he might start playing better. The point is that
you said baby.
Can I just make one comment there?
2 days ago.
Can I just make one comment? I can go with anything like KOC is failing McCarthy. He needs to learn in that. But about him having a baby is just a damn excuse. He's not the first NFL player or quarterback to have a baby during the season, and that's just a sad excuse.
That's real.
What y'all talking about?
I'm just saying.
McCarthy.
Man, I had a baby. I had a baby went to motherfucking work the next day. Fuck you talking about a baby? I ain't missed damn motherfucking work when I had my motherfucking baby.
That's one excuse I won't listen
to. What the fuck y'all talking about? A baby.
Because I'm just
I had a baby went to work the whole damn week after.
And there's just so many things that are going on right now. By week, Carson Wentz can go out there and look middling, and then JJ can come back and look middling, and then 3 games looks like a fucking world beater. Because rookie
who had the baby
first year?
Did the had the baby or JJ had the baby?
Growing pains as well as flashes. No more. That's
Purple
all
Bart.
that you expect out of a
who delivered the baby, JJ or the girlfriend?
I'm just saying it's just added
who delivered
distractions, bro. It's added
what the fuck?
That later on in the seasons might not be there that might change things. It's just
man,
a bunch of things.
Gonna
be stronger.
We gotta do
a lot of things are gonna be different.
Hey, Purple Bar. One thing we did on our show, we kept it real. Let's call a buck a buck. The motherfucker's ass right now.
If we're gonna keep it a buck, it's 2 games. The sample size is too small.
He's too small for me.
Listen.
The motherfucker like Anthony Richardson.
Listen. If after 2 games, in Peyton Manning's career, if they would have given up,
Peyton Manning though?
Because it's the point. If you go by 2 games, you're gonna be made a fool because sample sizes matter.
You right. So, Purple, can I ask you a question? After 2 games, how will Anthony Richardson? How will Will Levis? You want me to keep going?
My point still is the same. It's too small of a sample size to
I'm
get.
Just saying, he might not be ready right now.
Purple Cars. I think what Zoe is saying, and I'm gonna reiterate what Zoe's saying. Zoe is not saying at the end of the day he thinks McCarthy gonna suck. All he's saying is what we see from the first 2 weeks was not good. It was ass. He needs to get better. That's all he's saying, bro.
And what I'm saying is that it only matters in the totality of the whole season. But
we only talk about 2 games, bro.
Because if we had that same
for 2 games, if he didn't play good for 2 games,
if we had that same attitude last year, we wouldn't have even started Sam Darnold, and we would have freaking not seen anything. The point is that we have to wait. The sample size is too small.
That's not what Joe said. Joe just said he played bad for 2 games, and he calling him out for 2 games. What's wrong with saying somebody played bad for 2 games?
There's nothing wrong.
Here's
with
the thing.
From that is it's too early.
I can agree with 2 games sample size for JJ McCarthy, but we've had 3 years of sample size with Kevin O'Connell to know that he cannot make adjustments. So he may not be able to adjust to JJ McCarthy's playing style.
So
that's my biggest worry.
Purple Bar and D Wood. So if we know KOC, if we know this offensive line, what make you think JJ going to get better this year under this coaching staff? What history tell you? What tell you he's going to get better?
Nothing. I'm gonna answer. We don't know. Like nothing.
There's not enough sample size.
You know what? I'm gonna make a rule when we going on Saturday Night Live. We gotta keep
J-Mo's
that
makes a great
motherfucking
point.
shit real.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. We need to have a killer draft next year. I mean, hit on almost every pick. We need to have a killer draft.
Man, you
Or this
wish
shit
you
just
the star. You tell me you trying to hit the Mega Million.
I mean, well, we have to, because I've been saying that too for years. Just bringing in free agents is not sustainable.
Hey,
No.
You have to build through the draft.
T-Bass. I don't know if you was listening to the live earlier, but I said the same shit. Basically, basically to the tune of there's no development on this roster on both sides of the ball. That
it's terrible, and it's been terrible.
If you really look at it, I went and did the defense. I'm gonna do the offense right now. If you let's just say center, if Kelly can't play the rest of the season, and we gotta go get it, like who's the backup? Some motherfucker ain't played. If you
in concussion, holy shit!
Yes, but this is the fourth concussion in 2 years, so he might not play for a while. Now let's go to guard though, right? You drafted a guard in Donovan Jackson, and you got another guard in Will Fries. But if Will Fries is ass, who do you have backing up these guys? Motherfucking Blake Brander, who's basically not that great, right? Tackles. Brian O'Neill is starting to show his age. Let's just be real.
They need to start searching for a replacement for.
You get what I'm saying? Like you get what I'm saying? If you start going down a roster on multiple positions, there's no young players in the wings to fucking develop. We can sit even with running back, bro. Xavier Scott is okay, but he was undrafted for a fucking reason.
I like him. I like him. I ain't gonna lie. I like him.
Yeah, but I'm getting tired of all these undrafted free agents.
I'll give you him though, right?
That's bad time.
Tight end. TJ Hawkinson can't really run a route like he used to. Oliver can't fucking catch. So who do you have tight end that's gonna be the next year development? Nobody.
Well, hopefully Bartholomew comes back from that back.
He got a bad back, right? He got a bad back. He's on IR. If you look at each position on this roster, bro, outside of fucking receiver, I'm not including receiver because I think we deep there. I would say receiver and D line. Where are the young reinforcements at?
Well, let's talk about a receiver. Jalen Naylor has proven he's earned the number 3 spot. So when Addison comes back, we gave up a number 4 draft pick for a guy to sit on the bench, barring injuries. He's going to ride the pine. We gave up a 4. We gave up a 4th round pick for him.
And Adam Thielen can't get open anymore. They just call it for what it is. His separation.
Hey, man, you know what's crazy? I forgot he was on the team, dog.
Because he don't play because Jalen Taylor is playing so good.
I forgot he was on the team.
Hey, though Purple Bars and T-Bass, think about what I said, though. If it's not the defensive line or the receivers, there's no real depth on this team with young enforcements.
Yeah, but the defensive line.
That's it.
The defensive line, we brought in free agents that were good at what? Rushing the passer. What's their weakness? Stopping the run. What have the teams been doing? Right up the gut, and we have nobody to put in there to stop the run. Everybody's so enamored with Brian Flores, and he's going to get the pass rush. Well, what's the best way to keep a team from blitzing? Run right up the gut, and that's what teams are going to do all year.
Hey, thank you, T-Bass. I'm glad somebody agreed with me about Brian Flores' defense. I'm saying.
I mean,
I disagree. I don't give a fuck what T-Bass say. I disagree. I don't give a fuck. I disagree. And I stand what I thought, and we can have a conversation about it. The Minnesota Viking defense is on the field way too many times because the offense had too many 3-and-outs. They not scoring points. They had too many turnovers, and the defense back on the field once again.
Watch some of Hargrave's tackles, though, tomorrow. He's 4 yards deep. He's 4 yards off the line of scrimmage.
What if Chase Brown gashed us for 150, 2 touchdowns? How we going to feel then?
Who?
What if Chase Brown tomorrow gash us for 150, 2 touchdowns? Because y'all forget.
That's 14 points. Okay. What if they only scored 14 points? Then what?
I'm just saying we bad.
I'm just saying, what if we gave her 2 touchdowns on the ground? So what you said,
we gave up 200-0.
I personally think our defensive backfield is going to get exposed tomorrow.
I feel you, because we only got fucking 3 DBs with 5 fucking.
Well. In Cincinnati, he has 3 very good.
He gonna blame Brian Flores for us having only fucking 3 DBs.
I blame them both, bro. Stop making it seem like I'm only blaming Brian Flores. I blame both sides of the fucking ball.
You think Brian
is that what's most likely going to happen tomorrow is that he's going to get the most out of Carson Wentz, and we're going to look a lot better, and it's going to freaking shut everybody up for one.
Oh, I think Wentz is going to be getting the ball out much quicker and reading defense.
He's experienced. And he doesn't have to call these plays that he believes he needs to call in order to give the experience that he thinks is valuable to JJ. And
I mean,
he's just going to hopefully he keeps it fucking simple and he runs the ball. Like the second.
No. He's not going to write.
I know, but I'm saying
I gave up on Kevin O'Connell running the ball.
I know, but I'm saying the second
we ran the ball 14 times against the Falcons.
That's when I thought, oh wow, we got a running back and we're gonna run the ball again. Maybe like something like when we had Dalvin Cook, or maybe just in general. But KOC doesn't do that. He wants to fucking give a drive to Aaron Jones. He wants to fucking try these crazy concepts. But now he can't do that. He might just be forced to be more conventional and keep it simple. And
I'll believe it when I see it.
I'll believe it when I see it. Something completely different, man. I'm telling you, it's not gonna be the same. It's gonna be a defensive effort, and we're going to see the offense actually look somewhat like respectable.
How about this?
Even
okay, go ahead, T-Bass. Let's just say that.
Even a high school coach knows when you have a struggling offensive line, what do they like to do? They like to run the ball. They would rather attack than step back and get beat up.
1,000%.
And that's the best.
Want that. But the problem is
but Kevin O'Connell refuses.
The thing is, KOC's got too big of an ego, and he thinks he's the freaking second coming of like whoever.
We'll fire his ass. I've been calling it.
And he thinks he knows better, and he does, and that's the problem. He needs to be humble. He needs to fucking go from that early stage.
We 3 hours in, man.
I see that. Dang,
we are.
He can't adjust. He can't do in-game adjustment.
Bitching about that. I've been bitching about that. I've been saying that for a long time. His inability to take what's in front of him sometimes, because he fucking has an ego and he thinks he gets this fucking grin on his face and he goes, oh, they're going to think we're going to run here. And he's going to come up with some fucking crazy trick play or something fucking long developing. And then we fucking take a sack, or we just fucking throw the momentum away.
Hey, that's why he's 0-2 in the playoffs, because he constantly gets uncoached. And that's why he's at the end of the year hasn't won any big games, because when those big meaningful games, he gets
do the KOC voice again.
He gets
KOC
schooled.
voice.
Yeah,
I did a KOC voice. Did I really? But either way, the thing is that yes, he is incapable of freaking adjusting on the fly, just like an act like a fighter or something like that. When the guy in front of you is giving you openings, he's dropping his fucking guard, he fucking is not returning his hand. A good fighter adapts in the moment and watches what's happening and reacts according to you. You need that ability to freestyle. He just thinks he's so smart that he doesn't have to do that. And because he thinks I'm going to create these crazy things, and that's going to be the thing that's going to do it, because I don't need to do this like basic shit because it's above me. But he's also like year 4 or 5 in his head coaching tenure. Like freaking, was it Zoe or someone was saying that head coaches in these early ages have as big as ego as the fucking players on the field, and it's obvious with him, and he needs to be humbled and learn the hard way as well. It's just that's just
0-2 in the playoffs. He should have been humbled by now.
But Purple Bar, can I ask you a question though, bro?
What's that?
When do Kelsey get humbled? You didn't win the playoff game yet, bro.
The thing is
you win 14, 15 games with the same quarterback you go into the playoff with. Then in the playoff you lose. people want to blame. Oh, he ain't got the quarterback he want, but he done won 50 games with his quarterback. Then come playoff, he lose with his quarterback.
Yeah, and then how many young coaches also win their first few playoff games?
Hey, so what did we say in the off season? So me and you had a conversation, and we both came with the same thing. Ain't no goddamn excuses this year. Ain't no excuses, bro.
Even Mike Tice won a playoff game by year 4.
Exactly.
What year?
Like, and my boy Mike Zimmer won multiple playoffs games. If you want to talk about that,
yeah. The only guy this long a tender that hasn't won a playoff game with the Vikings is Dennis Green, and in my opinion, he should have been fired before that 98 team because he went like 6-7 years choking in the playoffs, and then when he got a good team, he stepped on his dick in 98.
I like Dennis Green. I ain't gonna lie to you. I like Dennis Green though.
The point is that
well, that's the truth about it, though. He went 6-7 years.
Yeah, you might might be right though. I ain't know that.
He went 6-7 years going 1-0 in the playoff.
Yeah, but right now the NFL different though.
Bars. It's like what Zoe said though, right? I just feel like, and this is why I probably like I'm more agitated and frustrated this season, and why I'm going off so much is I just feel like Viking fans out there make excuse for fucking everything, and they just don't look at the situation as for what it is, like in general, right? It's like Zoe said, KOC done won 14 games with Sam Darnold the whole fucking season and get to the playoffs and choke it off, and then people say, oh, that wasn't a quarterback, but you won 14 games in the season. You won 13 with Kirk Cousins, choked in the playoffs. But you won, like I just don't understand it. I just feel like KOC, like he's warranted so many excuses, and people are really scared to hold him accountable, for anything. It's like everything that goes wrong with this team is Quakes didn't draft right, or he ain't got the right players. I just feel like this point right now, this season, he has everything in his disposal to actually succeed, and if he don't fucking succeed, it's on his punk ass.
That's why for 2 years I've called him the Teflon coach. Nothing ever sticks to him. It's always somebody else's fault.
How many playoff wins did Andy Reid win? Playoff games did Andy Reid win?
Andy Reid went to the goddamn
NFC title
Eagles.
He went to the Super Bowl with the Eagles. With the Eagles, he won a Super Bowl.
He went to the Super Bowl. But he was at the NFC title game like 4 years ago.
What I'm trying to find out, because I haven't researched this, is like my intuition is saying that usually young coaches, it takes some time for them to start.
Okay,
but
let's compare.
He ain't that damn young, no.
Let's compare like KOC. Let's compare KOC with Bud Grant in his 3rd year. Okay, KOC won 14 games. No, wait. In his 3rd year, KOC won 14 games and got bounced out in the first round. Bud Grant won 12 games. That was pretty good in those days. What did he do with that team? He went to the Super Bowl. Let's compare Brad Childress in his 3rd year. Brad Childress in his 3rd or 4th year got to the NFC Championship game. All right. Jerry Burns in his 3rd year got to the NFC Championship game.
Great. Now,
you do not blow opportunities. You do not blow opportunities twice with great seasons like that.
Kyle Shanahan went to Super Bowls, bro.
What's that?
Right there. Like, stop with the excuses for Kevin O'Connell, bro.
It's not that. I'm just saying how
he's an
excuse. I'm talking about perspective. Okay. Normally speaking, coaches don't start making progress and start pushing for Super Bowls until year 7.
That's not true. That is not true. That is not true.
Look, hell no, ain't no year 7.
In general, it takes time.
Super Bowl.
Ain't no year. You wrong on. Ain't no year 7. I say year 4.
There's a stat out there. There's no coach ever that with a team by year 5 they haven't got into the championship game. They've never got to the Super Bowl.
Sean McVay.
Nobody's ever.
Sean McVay, and he was in his 30s.
I'm talking about, you guys are bringing up exceptions to the rule. I'm saying in general, what do coaches do?
No. I'm saying nobody's ever
average. I'm not talking about the exceptions to the rule. I'm not talking about the best of the best. I'm talking about average. It takes time. It does.
What about Matt LaFleur?
What has he done? He's been Super Bowl bound every single year, and he can't fucking make it past the
playoff games, bro. He's won.
What about the guy with the Eagles?
Because he can't fucking get deep anyways, so it doesn't matter.
We have not.
They do matter.
Game. That's what you're not getting. We have not won a fucking playoff game. There are other young coaches in this fucking league that are in the same bracket as Kevin O'Connell that have took 13 to the playoffs. Sirianni, 2 playoffs. He got 2 fucking Super Bowl appearances and he won one. Look at them. Look at homeboy over there in Cincinnati. Cincinnati came from over there too, from Sean McVay, and he got to a fucking Super Bowl.
Mike Tomlin.
That's not the average, though. That's
Mike,
the
Mike
point.
Tomlin.
That's not the average. That's not the average.
Yeah. You know why it's not an average? Because usually these coaches that suck like this get fired.
Exactly.
So they don't have a year 4, 5, or 6. They're out of
until the second tenure or a different team where they freaking start making those freaking gains, right?
Again, there's nobody in NFL history that's been with the team, a head coach, that didn't get to the championship by year 5 has ever made the Super Bowl. Never. So this theory about it takes 7, 8 years to do it. If you're not in a championship game by year 5, the statistics say you're never going to
get there.
You're never going to go to the Super Bowl.
You gotta cut the excuses, man, because we done seen this shit happen multiple times. Even with Harbaugh, when he was in Frisco, he was a first-time fucking head coach with Frisco in the NFL. They got to a fucking Super Bowl in his second year. Like
these are the exceptions to the rule, though. You don't understand.
We just gave you like 10 guys.
That's not the average, though.
So Purple Bart,
average.
So Purple Bart, why can't
you're telling me that that Bill Belichick won his first fucking Super Bowl as the head coach for the fucking Jets?
He never was a coach for the Jets like that.
He got fired.
Exactly. They usually get fired. It takes time. They bounce around. It's not until they freaking. He's probably not going to be with us. I'm just saying it's not.
Well, fire Kevin O'Connell.
He's average.
He's got a good resume now. He's called plays.
Look. I want y'all to read this comment. Zach Taylor, Nick Sirianni, Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan. In the last 8 years, those guys went to Super Bowls. That's pretty recent. That's not the exception. That's what good fucking coaches do. Kevin O'Connell is going to his 4th year, 0-2 in the playoffs. These dudes got Super Bowl appearances, if not Super Bowl wins. That's not even including Mike Tomlin on this list. That was a first-time head coach in Pittsburgh and got his team to the playoffs and didn't win a Super Bowl.
I hope he proves me wrong, but we're not going anywhere with Kevin O'Connell. We're not.
No, he's too nice.
I just,
I knew that. He resigned from the Jets.
I'm talking about the average, though. What do the average coaches do? This is what I'm talking about. The average. I'm
gonna ask me this. Ask me this. Name me a coach that stayed with the team for 7 years and never won a playoff game.
I haven't done this research. What I'm saying,
I don't think there is one. I don't think there is one. They get fired before.
And then how many coaches flame out of their first attempt and then come back and get another chance and then they actually freaking start going?
I would say it's less than 50%. I don't know the stats, but I would say it's less than 50%.
But that's the average I'm talking about.
Yeah,
that's
the
average. Not every coach is going to develop and be these guys. We have a lot of other coaches that are average and they're pretty decent, but they're not that. We don't know what KOC is yet.
Well, the owners basically went to cheap route. They went and saved money on signing a guy that was inexperienced instead of hiring an experienced. Because one thing nobody ever does, if you're going to hire a first-time coach, you get an experienced GM to go along with them or vice versa. You don't go hire 2 first-time guys, and you can tell how fucked up it has been.
It's a classic Viking mistake. That's what we do. That's our
Well, it's being tight asses.
Yeah, that's what we do. But I'm saying I'm going off the average. I'm not going off freaking the best of the best, because it'd be ridiculous, because we don't even know what he is yet. Yeah, he's got all the potential in the world, but to crown him a freaking as good as those guys, so I'm saying it doesn't make sense.
Why did we fire? Why did Brad Childress and Mike Tice get fired?
I don't know.
Here we go with another one. Even Doug Peterson went to the Super Bowl and won.
I just
see the average freaking coach can also win a Super Bowl. That's the point. I don't think my point is, I don't think KOC is that legendary to be giving him that kind of expectations as if he's going to be one of these guys. He hasn't proved that yet. The point I'm trying to look at it like, what's the average? Because that's closer that he is to, in my opinion.
I don't think he deserved coach of the year last. I don't think he deserved coach of the year last year. I mean,
hell no.
Pissed off, but Viking fans know already what it's like to have tons of injury. Dan Campbell,
the coach of the year last year was
Dan Campbell. Should have been
the Commanders coach with Jaden Daniels.
I think Dan Campbell with all the injuries.
Hell no! What he did with that roster with that same roster from a year ago, and make the NFC Championship game. I
think that's a good point, Zoe. But I think Dan Campbell did just as good of a job with all those.
But he whooped Dan Campbell ass.
Yeah. Yep.
I thought the Commander coach should have won coach of the year for real. With a rookie quarterback make it to the NFC Championship game, I thought he should have won.
But I'm thinking it's going to be a long season, but I was expecting one. I was expecting around a 9-win season. So, and then next year, what are we going to do? I mean, how much cap are we over already? Like 80 million?
50 something.
What's that? 50 something?
Mm-hmm.
Thought it was more than that, maybe. So,
might be. Shit,
some of these guys are not going to be able to re-sign. I mean, that might not be a bad thing, but I don't know how long Gernard and Van Ginkel's contracts are. Cashman's contract. If you can't sign them,
Van Ginkel has need to be released. So we got Dallas Turner. What the fuck is Dallas Turner doing out there?
You know what Turner's going to be like? Who was that left tackle we drafted about 20 years ago, really high in the draft? Ended up
Matt Khalil
being a what?
Matt Khalil.
Yeah, Turner's going to have a career like Matt Khalil. He's going to be there. He's going to be a serviceable starter, but he's not going to be a dominating force. That's my opinion.
It wasn't about age. I'm saying what I'm saying is about the average amount of time for a head coach to get to that stage where he's looked at as a consistent above average quarterback or coach. Because I remember a lot of coaches that flamed out of places, went to go be a DC or OC somewhere, and then got another chance, and all of a sudden actually did something with their opportunity. And then people were looking at him like, oh shit, he's actually a good coach. And that's what I'm thinking. That's the average. That's what I'm going on.
No, that's what the Vikings did. They gave this guy an apprenticeship. He wasn't even actually an offensive coordinator in Los Angeles, and we made him a head coach. He didn't call the plays there. What the fuck did he do? Zoe, I know you've been saying this for years. What did Kevin O'Connell do in Los Angeles?
Grab the bagels and coffee. That's all he did. Grab the bagels and coffee.
Meaning they promoted him to a head coach. And you can tell because he's lost calling plays, but he refuses to give it up. And if he keeps on refusing, then fire him because that's his fault. That's on him.
Yeah,
That's
his
on
play
him.
calling has gotten better, even though it is not where we want it to be. It's gotten better since year one.
His adjustments aren't.
No, that's the one thing that that's still something that he has to work with. But in general, his play calling has gotten a lot better.
Well, see, but if you're a young coach like this, trying to call plays and be the head coach, he's not experienced like Andy Reid or nothing. He needs somebody to call the plays that can.
That's the point I'm trying to make.
On adjusting during the game and stuff. He's got too much stuff going on. But if he refuses to do it, then his ass needs to go. I mean, that's
for real.
His ass kind of needs to.
But like I've been harping all freaking stream 2 is at 2. The sample size is too small to even make any judgments, because when a sample size is too small, you get skewed results. That's how you get fucking Ingram and fucking Bradbury looking like some of the best guards and centers in the league.
Well, that Bradbury, that stuff the guy was putting out about Bradbury wasn't true. He had like 50 his first game.
What did I say? What did I say? Skull?
Yeah.
Yeah, that bitch fire.
From the stadium. Hey, I'm gonna say this though before we get out of here. You know what can get Kevin O'Connell fired than anything else? I'm gonna ask y'all. You know what? I think this one thing can happen that can get Kevin O'Connell fired fast.
What's
JJ McCarthy failing.
No. If the Chargers get to the AFC Championship game and the Vikings organizations know damn well they had him in the building and they passed on him and he took a team in 2 seasons to a title game, that's going to make that organization look stupid.
That was all because of that guy named Rodriguez in the front office.
Yeah, I understand that.
He hates him, and
yeah, I understand it. But hypothetically speaking, if Harbaugh goes to the Chargers, they already made the playoffs last year, and they looking like they might win the division this year, and they go to an AFC title game, and you lose another playoff game, or you don't make the playoffs again, that's gonna make front office look kind of stupid.
I have one thing. You know the Chinese calendar, the year of the horse, the year of the rooster, the year of the Vikings calendar this year is the year of the scapegoat. That's the animal scapegoat.
Now,
the year of scapegoat.
Lefty, you have to understand, KOC was not Kwesi's first idea as a coach. The first guy he wanted was Harbaugh. But what I'm saying is though, like, what you got to think about it to a certain extent, hypothetically speaking, that if Kevin O'Connell is in his 4th season and we're not making no noise on the NFC side, and you got a guy come from college and basically go to a team with the LA Chargers and get to a title game in his 2nd year, and you have that guy in your building,
it won't matter to them, man.
It's gonna look bad, bro. You get what I'm saying?
But it's not gonna matter to them. They love him too much. He's got at least another year before they start thinking like that.
See
after this year.
See Purple and Gold bars. I think the love affair that you might think the Vikings might have, I don't think they have that love affair like that. I think at the end of the day, they want to win a championship. Fucking Mark and Ziggy ain't getting no younger, bro. And they done shoved out a lot of money. And if they start looking bad in the media, because that's gonna be the talk.
So this is what I mean by being pot committed. This is what I mean by being pot committed. One, I honestly do think it is that bad with their love affair with him. 2, when you're pot committed, like you said, they're not getting any younger. They've already spent a lot of money. If they decide, well, if we're going to opt out and go find another coach or this and that, now we're resetting and going back to square one. So now is that going to be 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, 10 years before we even get another shot? They're going to be like, well, we have a better shot of trying to go if we stick with him. That's why I say the hype, the favor that he's garnished with them and the notoriety that he has in Minnesota is going to prevent them from making any of these thoughts coming in their mind until after next year.
That's not
That's
true.
what I'm saying.
Because they can take what happened with San Diego, with the Chargers basically, and say, God damn, they had things in place, the same shit that we have in place, and they actually got the right guy to get him over the hump. They could say that, but we've been on for 3 hours, bro. So
yeah,
we gotta
get up for the game tomorrow.
No,
man, wait. I just want to wait before we go. I just want to say, I agree. Listen.
I think so. It might be back.
I think we gotta do it next week, man.
We do.
Yeah.
I want you guys to know that it's not that I'm fucking not
you love
on
KOC,
your side.
We could tell.
Listen, I have faith in my team, and I don't just lose my faith because of 2 games.
I didn't lose my faith. I'm just calling it for what it is.
All I want to say though too is that I think logically exactly like you do. I'm not saying anything that you've said is illogical or wrong or dumb. That's never been my position. My position has been that because of the situation that we're in, there's either the sample size is too small, they believe too much in KOC. KOC doesn't know how to adjust and on the fly. There's just so many other things. That's all I'm saying. That's what's going to keep us in the situation that we're in. And 2, I think that JJ McCarthy is ready right now. It's not a thing of any of that. Until the end of the year, I'm not going to be able to change my mind on that until I see, just like every single week when people ask me, what do you think of Sam Darnold? Is he fixed now? This and that. I was like, I don't know until the season is over. And guess what? My assumptions to Sam Darnold were spot on. Exactly what I thought was going to happen, except for he won 2 more games, even though I thought he was going to win only 12. But the point is that he was going to elevate his floor, not his ceiling. And the same things that were going to plague him before with his lack of confidence in big games were going to be a factor. And that's exactly what happened. I think that freaking JJ's ready. We can't play quarterback carousel because if we do something like that, we risk breaking this kid's mental. On top of that, we're kicking the can down the road, and we're going to be having these exact same arguments and losing our shit next year. I would much rather see that fucking nosedive and crash, so then we definitively know that next year we're going to try something different. Because if not, we're going to be sitting here next year doing the same thing, and then they're going to be like, oh, well, we should probably have them sit for another year, and then year 3, it's going to be the same thing. It's going to be the same thing, and I just don't want that. I'd rather just fucking bite the bullet, see what he has. Let's not fuck with his confidence. Give him the reps, win or lose, whether we win fucking 3 games with him or fucking 12 games with him.
I'm cool with that.
I don't care what happens.
What you got for closing arguments, bro?
Not till the very, very end of the season. That's when we should really lose our shit, because guaranteed the small sample size is going to make this fucking stream look fucking retarded in a few weeks, especially when we know that over the last few years, the first 1 to 3 weeks of the season, because we haven't had preseason, have looked nothing like normal football. And it's not till week 3, 4, 5 where we start going, oh, there's the football that we expect, because it's just the way it is right now. So that's all I'm saying. The sample size is too small. Let's just freaking pump the brakes. Let's have a little faith and relax. We have the situation, like you said, we've been dying for a freaking lottery pick quarterback for a long time. We got it now. Why are we going to freaking run with our tail between our legs and not let the kid fucking either fucking crash and burn or fucking rise like a fucking phoenix, right?
Right.
Let it happen and fucking enjoy the ride and enjoy history one way or another, because
I feel you, though.
It's going to be a long fucking season if we're fucking constantly snapping and losing and waiting. All I expect
I gotta get out of here, man. I'm about to fucking his office, dog.
Growing things, man.
All right. So, hey, we're gonna get out of here. Hey, Zoe, do your closing, bro.
Hey, man, subscribe to my channel, In the Zone Sports, ZOE-N Sports with a Z at the end of sports. I'm on all major platforms, YouTube, of course. That where y'all watching me at. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Twitter, but I'll be on Instagram heavy a lot. I'll be on Instagram more than Twitter. I'm on TikTok. I'm on everything. Subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to my guys. And we will be back probably again for some more Saturday Night Vibes.
Where the fuck was Sarah? What the fuck?
I ain't seen her.
I hit her up on Twitter. I'll let her know we're gonna be on here.
She needs to get in these, you know.
Yeah, I ain't seen her.
But look though, thank y'all for tuning in. I told y'all I was gonna be way more consistent this year, with my content. I have been. I've been giving it to y'all. I'm just being completely honest on what I feel about this team. So hit me up wherever I'm at, but we got to get out of here. We've been on for 3.5 hours, bro.
We can literally go till 5 in the morning. If
it's 12:30. Hey, Purple Ball, we did that shit before. It's 12:30 right now, Mom.
We're gonna be on this thing until the game starts. We gotta get off.
Yeah, man. Well, we're be like, oh shit, we got 10 minutes to get ready for the game. That's if we keep going.
Hey, yo, Samuel Wilkinson Jr., subscribe to everybody's channel, please. It's much appreciated for everybody. We really appreciate y'all in the comments helping us with this content, giving y'all, vibes or whatever. Thank you, T-Bass, for coming on here, jumping on. Thank you, Dante, coming on, jumping on. TB, thank you. We're going to try to continue this thing up just like we did a year before with Saturdays, getting us all into it for the game. I think it's kind of cool, and it really helps all our channels out. But we got to end this shit because it's getting hella damn late.
Hell yeah.
Go, baby.
Skol, baby. God bless everybody.